Hello, everybody. Hello, internet. This is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. It is like 1:30 p.m. here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It is April 26, 2021, and doing a live stream today, kind of just to test my new camera out. I got the new webcam. Um, from where I'm sitting, it looks a little bit better. I guess it looks a little bit better. Maybe the frame rate's a little bit better. Welcome anybody in chat. So I'm just testing out the new camera. Hey, Heavenly Bound. Heavenly Bound says hello. Rainbow, 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 rainbow. Hello. And wave. Hey, Heavenly Bound. I hope you're doing okay. I was just gonna read my rough draft of a letter that I'm writing to Marco Rubio. I'm gonna, make a template for the letter and then send it out to all the senators. What I wrote is kind of just really rough draft, but I wanted to talk about like how I want to configure it. 4 short paragraphs. I think we need to, not go over one page when we're writing these senators. So I kind of wanted to like tell y'all how I'm gonna lay it out. My hair is really bad. My hair is really long. But I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you're just staying strong through this. I got an article here. I just want to pull it up real quick. While we're waiting for some people to get in chat, I just wanted to show y'all another article about legislation for monetary compensation to government workers who have gotten hit with remote microwaves abroad. See, Senate bill would allow for payments to Havana syndrome victims. And we read about this on the last live stream. Bipartisan legislation from a group of 15 senators would provide payments to government employees injured by so-called Havana syndrome attacks while serving abroad. So we somehow need to, if they're really paying out to like all the people in the United States who are being tortured by this stuff, it'd be thousands upon thousands of people. I just wanted to kind of show y'all this other article here. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to go back. I guess, and watch the live stream to see if the camera makes a difference. Hey, Adrian. I got fruit flies. I'm sorry. Adrian says hi, Kyle, and hi everyone. When you arrive, hello, namaste. I hope everybody's having a good day. This is kind of just a chill stream where I'm checking the camera. It looks kind of the same. It's one, like, I don't know a lot about like frame rate or anything like that, but I know it was like it said this is the best camera for streaming on YouTube, right? But I want it to look like what's his name? That guy that I hate, Phil. Phil, and he has like a really, but I think he probably has a camera that's like maybe $800 or something like that. Hey Nicholas, man, how are you doing? Nicholas says hello everybody, and the ghost says hi guys. Hello ghost. Hello the ghost. How are you doing? You got. Oops. How are you guys doing? Are y'all hanging in there? I'm getting hit really hard. My spine hurts, but every night I've been taking Lunesta, and it's doing something to my brain, right? Where it's kind of making my resonance a little bit slippery for my attackers. I'll tell you what's really sad, and I talk about this a lot. I don't drink a lot, but I kind of understand why some targeted individuals drink a whole lot, because the other night I was like, I got a bottle of wine. I was really depressed, and drank a couple of glasses of wine, and it's like whatever's in alcohol, it affects the brain, and it's like it makes your resonance super slippery, and it's like I went back to myself, like so the automated remote neural manipulation on my brain, like I can tell the difference when I drink. It's like they're changing my brain so much. So I want, like, this big stuff that's happening. I'm like, man, we got to do something with this, because, like, I don't know how much time my brain has left, Nicholas says, I'm convinced that they're actually going to succeed in murdering me before any of this actually comes to fruition and we get help. That's what I'm worried about. Like, my attackers are going so hard on me that I'm like, and the guy on the V2K keeps saying, well, maybe the program's going to end, but you're not going to make it. Like, he keeps saying that. And they're like really hurting my spine, and like my memory's really bad, but like I'm just trying to stay strong, you know. Hey Jennifer, we can make it, man. We can make it. Let's talk about we gotta write letter, because you see this right now. These senators know that citizens are being tortured. That's a fact. We know that United States senators know that innocent American citizens are being tortured, right? We're writing emails. So many TIs are sending these senators emails. These senators who are not military and they're not paid to cover up any kind of things like this, they know for certain. We are certain right now. We are 100% certain. You know, when we talk on live streams and I'd be like, I don't think senators really know the whole score, you know. These 12 senators, or how many of them are there? I think it's more than 12. I think I miscounted that. It's I think it's like 16. Could be 16. Let me see. 15. Bipartisan legislation from a group of 15 senators. Listen to what they say, though. You know, we've got to, in our letters, we've got to kind of hit them with this, that they said this, that if somebody, that injuries that many Havana syndrome victims have endured are significant and life-altering. And all of us that have been experiencing it for way longer than these government workers, we would agree with that. It's significant, severe, life-altering, brain-altering, because when you're altering the brain, you're altering somebody's, what's it called? Your quality of life. Your whole quality of life is based around a functioning brain that has the right chemicals in it, where you can get up in the morning and you can go to work and you can do things and you can fix what you need to fix, right? Your brain is like your quality of life. To make matters worse, some of the victims did not receive the financial and medical support they should have expected from their government when they first reported their injuries. We have been thrown into mental institutions. The citizens who have gone through this for decades, some of us, have been thrown into mental institutions and then go to psychiatrists that just give us meds and will not listen to anything about this, because it's all, the system has these levers in place where people are unequipped to deal with this problem. Oh, it's so bad that these governmental workers have not gotten medical care. This is just unacceptable. Think about how unacceptable it is for how many citizens in the world have been thrown into mental institutions because they're being fired upon by directed energy weapons. This is an outrageous failure on behalf of our government, Senator Susan Collins of Maine, the lead sponsor on the bill, said in the release. So she's the lead sponsor on this bill. I think we need to be like sending her the most emails, Marco Rubio, and then I can never remember his name. I can never remember the other guy's name, but it's Mark something. It's Mark something. And let's look at this. Look at what the CIA. Okay, look. This is William Burns, CIA Director William Burns, committed to securing medical care and rooting out the source and manner of the attacks during his confirmation hearing in February. So if he's committed to getting to the bottom of this, then that means, like, I mean, and I know they say things and then it's just like they're lying, but somehow we've got to kind of use these words against them to get help for us, right? We're gonna have to kind of crash through the door. This is what he said. If I'm confirmed as director of CIA, I will have no higher priority than taking care of people, of colleagues and their families, he said. And I do commit to you that if I'm confirmed, I will make it an extraordinarily high priority to get to the bottom of who's responsible for the attacks that you just described, and to ensure that colleagues and their families get the care that they deserve, including at the National Institutes of Health and Walter Reed. If they dare to pass this up. This is Gene Shaheen. I would argue that with stories like this, with stories that have appeared over the last 2 years, really, and those people who have been affected, who have gone public, that the horse is out of the barn on this. You hear the words she's using? You hear the words she's using? When she says the horse is out of the barn on this, she has knowledge that it's a national security issue that they're trying to cover up while they're saying that they're like trying to figure out what's going on, right? The horse is out of the barn on this one. Senator Jeanne Shaheen said at a hearing in April, the information is already out there, and I think it behooves us all to try and make sure that the information that gets out is accurate and that people understand what's happening and that there is an effort to respond. The information is already out there. Do you think maybe she's talking about, regular targeted individuals, testimonies and stuff like that? They know. Now it's 100%. Now if anybody talks with me, I used to be like, well, I don't know, senators might not know about this stuff. Marco Rubio might not really know. They know. 100%. 100% now they know. 100%. Hey, Slack. Slack says, what's this Hill article? I didn't put it in the description. I'll put it in the description when I'm done. I didn't really plan on showing it. Let me see. What's it called? It's just called... Where is it? I can't find it. What do I do with it? Okay, it's the Hill, and it's called Senate Bill would allow for payments to Havana syndrome victims. Senate bill would allow... Let me put the... I can put links in the chat. You guys just can't put links in the chat. What is that about? Like, what are they trying to stop with you guys not being able to put links in chat? I don't understand. Hey, Muguet. Muguet says, aloha all. With his 42-track new album, Van Morrison has broken the hidden hand's fingers. Poems of Truth. Okay, I'll check it out. I like Van Morrison. I'm trying to think of what songs I like. I think I'm maybe confusing him with the other Morrison band. Who's the one who, Just Like Jelly Roll? Is that Van Morrison? Margaret. Hey, Margaret. Margaret says, hello, everybody. I'm praying for all of us. Me too. I am so tired, guys. My spine hurts. I just got back from my aunt's. And they do a lot of stuff to my brain, just triggering all the time. It's like today, it's like I went to the bank, I ran errands, blah, blah, blah. I did this, did that. I went over to my grandma, hung out with my grandma, helped the nurses and everything. Like, I got stuff done even though I was really targeted. And then it's like after all that, I still felt like I didn't get anything done today. And that's not usual. Like, if I get anything done when I'm targeted, so my attackers give me this feeling like even when I get stuff done, like I got to do something. Like I'm not doing enough. So it's a weird feeling that's hard to explain. It's not just straight up like, oh, I need to do more. It's a fight or flight. Like there's something I need to do even though like I did what I need to do for the day, It's very hard to explain some of these like remote neural manipulation like impulses, and it's just like on your like it used to be where my attack, like I've told you all this, it used to be where my attackers would do it for like a minute or something and it'd be really obvious, like an anger EEG or something like that. But now it's like the automated systems keep feelings on my brain. It's like I have a bidirectional stream of energy and it's doing things to certain parts of my brain 24 hours a day. It's not just like the human attackers are doing it for a second or doing it for an hour to make me feel like it's just they're putting automated EEGs on my brain to like just do this to certain parts of my brain all the time. And then they're doing more manual stuff so they can this is extensive crap, and these people need to be hung. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, they're terrorists and they're murdering people. I'm more worried about, like, we need to get medical help. We need to get the program's going to end later on. We need to take the first step, getting medical care, getting compensation. We need money because, like, what it's done to me and a lot of you guys, well, some TIs work, but I can only do it for, like, 5 years before the V2K. I just couldn't take it, Yeah, Slack says, okay. Yeah, and if you guys for this one we're just hanging out, I kind of wanted to read my real rough draft and then just explain to y'all what I'm going to do with my email. But like Slack, if you have an article or a video that you want me to show, just put the title in there. We can't do links for some. I don't know why they did that. SLR 409 says, "I'm sorry. What did I miss? You didn't miss anything, man. This is the beginning." Yeah, Seeks the Chosen One says we need truth. We do need truth. The society is just a huge, like, people are being paid to lie. There's incentive to be evil. Like human beings don't need incentive to lie and cheat and steal and murder. They do it in a society that has really good rules. You're still going to have human beings that do those awful things to other people, but now the government and military industrial complex are like, hey, you want to murder people for 24 hours a day, innocent people, and say they're guilty of something and experiment on their bodies and rape them with microwaves? Well, come on. You got an incentive to take your psychopathy and use it all day long. And it's like that movie, it's like the movie The Purge. I swear there's fruit flies. I'm not just spotting it, nothing. In The Purge, God, and they're like all around the lights, this big light. But in the movie The Purge, they're like, okay, they start the purge, and they're like, oh, purging is really good. You release the beast and all this crap, right? But the real science is the more that people murder, the more bloodlust they get, the more people they hurt, right? So this is this stupid lie that they tell Masons and they tell all these secret cults. Well, there's a duality, and you've got to get your evil out, right? And that'll help you to be a better person. But it's bull crap. If you do evil, you just do more evil. You just do more evil, and you want to do more evil. Like, these people are sick. Yeah, Nicholas Hamilton says, yes, we need the truth, the whole truth, and we need to stop right now. And we need to stop right now, right this instant. We need it to stop right now, right this instant? Yeah, definitely. Jennifer says, maybe we need to call the medical center that's helping them and ask where we can get help. Yeah, the Walter Reed Hospital. I was thinking about that, but it's a military hospital. It's like I don't know if they would. I was thinking maybe that, okay, we may not be able to get medical care at Walter Reed, but like you said, they might. Let me put that up on the screen. They might have smaller hospitals where they've like let them know that people might be coming in with these symptoms, you know. But I think what they're doing is they're like, oh well, it's just in these, it's 130, and they're really everybody's trying to trick themselves and lie and say it's only 130 people, so it's like, oh, we can take care of those people at Walter Reed, and then Walter Reed probably doesn't tell any other hospitals about anything because they're going based on the lie that not a lot of people are getting hit. And what they're doing in these articles is they're like, and we're on the lookout for a lot of psychosomatic people calling in, right? That they're trying to cover their ass and keep the lie going, so when more and more people call about this, they can just say, no, that sounds psychosomatic. It doesn't sound exactly like the 130 people, right? That's what Dr. Hoffer was like, you don't have the exact thing in your inner ear that happened to the Cuban embassy workers. And what I would say to that, and I've said it, I'm sorry I say stuff over and over, but the Cuban intelligence had like really old equipment probably, and it probably caused marks in the inner ear when they were microwaving, when they were doing the microwave hearing. And then I'm getting hit by the United States, a contractor in the United States. The technology is probably a lot more advanced, right? They're not leaving marks in my inner ears. Slack says Oregon hands out EBT cards day of applying with a 202 max for people of zero income, no housing. Really? I wouldn't go to Oregon, man. I know a lot of like targeted individuals like live in Oregon, and I wouldn't go there because I think it's like the #1 like mind control place where they're doing broadband to the population more. and they're experimenting on the homeless more. I think Oregon's really dangerous, and I think it's some of those. If you hear Todd, I forget his last name all the time, but his targeting was like really horrible. So like I watched his videos and I kind of resonated with what he was going through. He went to like Oregon State Hospital. Maybe I don't remember the name of the hospital, but they abuse like the orderlies actually participate in gang stalking and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I'm not saying all Oregon's bad. I'm just saying Oregon really they're big into the mind control. Big into it. Any blue state's gonna have way more targeted individuals. Like any blue state, any state that's run by Democrats is going to have a whole lot more targeted individuals because the Democrats are progressive, right? Progressive means we do the new thing, even if it's satanic, we just do the new thing. Whatever the globalists are saying that we should do, and mind control is like on the top of that list, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that more, right? So like Democrats aren't compassionate at all. Like they trick people and they say they're compassionate, but they do progressive things for globalists that hurt us all. I saw that Jennifer says another mass shooting today in San Jose, 9 dead. It was at a railroad. What was it? Like a train yard. And this is what I noticed when I was watching it with my grandma. And I said this to her, and she didn't really understand what I was talking about. But they went to people talking about the situation, right? And it said national security, not national security advisors, but it was like national security contributors. So they had 2 national security contributors who were the people telling the reporters about what kind of was going on there. So it's it's blatantly suspicious. Because you should have the cops there talking to the reporters or something like that, but these are national security, not national security advisors, national security contributors. So they're starting to have national security contributors to talk about some of these events when they happen, to say the information that they want said, right, and then they can make up, kind of what happened later on. Not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying these events are very controlled. There's lots of people who are targeted, who V2K is leading them to buy guns and then go out there. And it's not just targeted individuals. I'm not trying to paint us with a certain brush. I'm just saying there's craziness all out there. We know it. Yeah, New Type says it's so bad in Oregon and Washington. It's really bad. I would not move up there. The people who live there are great. Like the targeted individuals from Oregon, the targeted individuals from California, they're awesome, and I don't want to say anything, obviously I'm not saying anything bad about them, but man, I don't know about Oregon and California, because they're so democratic, the democratic states, and if it's a democratic state that's by the water, because we need to be looking into underwater structures, like underwater infrastructure, radar and stuff like that. I think there's tons of that. And we don't even, how would we know it's underwater, right? They're trying to hide all this stuff. Hey T.I. from Washington State here. How are you doing, brother? How is it there? Is it really bad? Hey Catherine M. Catherine M says, I wonder that too, Jennifer. So Jennifer says, I always wonder if these shooters are TIs. Yeah. And I think the guy at the Nicholas, I can't remember his last name, but I think that he had voices, what I think was voice of skull. It was telling him which doors to go into the school and stuff. Like in the interview with the cops, he said I had voices and they told me to get this kind of gun and they told me to go in the back door, but there were other shooters. It was in the Florida shooting, right? And then he's just the patsy, right? He may have not even shot anybody. They may have had the kind of paramilitary FF guys going in to do the shooting, to shoot some people, and then he was kind of just maybe going around with a gun and stuff like that, and then he ran off, or maybe he didn't even have a gun or something like that, and they shot, and then he was just the patsy, right? They're trying to make a lot of patsies. I'm not sure that I really suspect that the guy in Colorado was a TI, because the things he told his parents and the things he wrote about, Yeah, Slack TI says they think they're good guys when they are really the fascists. I don't know how they got so twisted, man. I don't know how these people got so twisted. Like, I mean, I make fun of my attackers. It's like, hey, hey, you want to murder some innocent American citizens? And when I ask them, and this like gets a big, they get, I don't know, it's weird. I go, what did you think at the beginning of your military service? Why did you get into the military? And I think it kind of hits them a little bit because they realize that they got into the military to help Americans, to save America, and they know for a fact they're destroying America. I mean, this program doing this to people, and then there's this whole realm, this new science of bioenergy that messing with the brain and messing with people and scaring like whole populations and doing all these FFs. It messes with people's bioenergy. It messes with the whole human organism as a whole. And it's like I think we're still in a time where it's like you say something like that and it's like, oh, that's a hippie kind of crackerjack. I don't know what you'd even call that, but the top of the pyramid knows what it's doing. It's lowering the resonance of humanity. Worse stuff can happen to us, like a lot worse stuff. A lot more serial killers are going to be out there and stuff like that. A lot more people doing bad stuff because it's going to be lowering the resonance of a lot of human beings. You know, I guess that's a big picture thing. You know. Really, Muget says, Kyle, Van Morrison sings, I'm a targeted individual, got caught up in the long con. FYI, y'all, big exposure. P-R-A-Y for Sir Van. Okay, so we need to look up that song right now, right? Is it a new one? Muget, is it a new song? I wonder if I'll get a copyright. What's the song called? Oh yeah, this is the Van Morrison, I know. I get him mixed up with another band something. It's a wonderful night for a moon man. I don't have my headphones on. I really like this song. It's really good. And it's a wonderful night for a moon man. Nicholas says Utah is extremely bad as well. I would say worse than Washington and Oregon. I know this because I traveled to all three places. Yeah, Louisiana's bad. It's just really bad for me. I don't know how many people are targeted here though. I think it's kind of just getting bad everywhere. But like Montana, nobody gets targeted in Montana. Like there's probably a couple of people in Montana that get targeted. If you look at the map of like the Directed Energy Professional Society, it shows a map of like directed energy weapon activity, which what the hell does that mean? But it shows all like America is just covered with red dots, right? It's all red. But then you get around Montana and there's like one red dot inside Montana and then nothing else. I'll show that. I don't want to pull it up right now, really. Okay, Steven. Steven says I'm in New Orleans. Cool, man. Cool, man. You're only an hour away from me. If we need to march up to Washington, I'll let you know, man, and we'll get ready. We'll get ready to go. Andrew D. Santana makes good TI music. He's a TI from Texas. Okay. Nicholas says, I knew the Clackamas town center shooter in Oregon personally. He was a targeted individual. They did the exact same thing to him. Yeah. Yeah. I just think there's so many people being targeted. I just think they're targeting so many families and so many people. It's not targeted, and I mean targeted individual communities so people can get help. But it's such a, I don't know, these ways of saying like Havana syndrome, and then we have called it a targeted individual community for so long, and the way that these intelligence agencies work. You know, I think that's a setup from the beginning how we talk about this stuff. You know, because you know, they planned this cover up for a long time, and they kind of just worked the system. I like this song a lot. Not this I gotta pass up this thing. Did I share sound? They got me every time on that. They got me every time on that where I don't know if I'm sharing the sound. It'll give me 1 second. I'll share the sound. I forget. Like they're doing these memory things to me where it's like the last second I did something. I can't remember. It's so bad. Or it's like I'll be like 6 hours will go by or something like that, and I'll experience the entire 6 hours. Like so I'll experience. I know I did. Like I was doing stuff and doing things, but they'll do something to my memory where I go, it's been 6 hours. It feels like it's been 15 minutes. So they do a lot of stuff to my temporal lobe and my memory to make me miss things, and they will do stuff where it's like if me, like say me and my dad had a great conversation, but then he said a couple of things and we kind of like we're like we don't agree or whatever. It's like they'll like try and suppress the memory of the good part and just really rise it up the really bad part. And it's not just depression where I'm focusing on the bad stuff. It's literally very I mean, they're doing these specific things to my brain. But I think that even these things I'm saying right now would be very, very hard to believe, even for some targeted individuals, you know. But I know my brain and my body very well, and I know they're doing some pretty sophisticated stuff. I mean, sophisticated stuff like moving memories around and changing like how I feel about like just how I feel in my body, right? I mean, that's been for a long time. I love this song. Maybe if my camera, like I'm gonna go back and watch this live stream. If it's a lot better, I think movie night would be a lot more fun.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. Yet all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. Yeah, I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. Yet all the night's magic seem to whisper and hush.
Hey, wait, let me stop this. Sorry, guys. I love Van Morrison. Who am I thinking of? Morrissey. I'm mixing it up with Morrissey, but nobody listens to Morrissey. Morrissey had like one good song, I think. So I don't know why I'm mixing up Van Morrison with Morrissey. So Nicholas said, I called Walter Reed this morning and got transferred around and around. They don't care, I don't believe. They're doing a goddamn thing. I don't believe they're doing a thing for anybody. Okay. Well, I say this. I say a priority would be sending an email, like every targeted individual in America and every other country needs to be sending emails to these 15 senators in the Intelligence Committee. Because they're, like, Susan Collins seems uber moral. You know, Marco Rubio seems uber moral. We'll at least have a litmus of knowing, like, these senators with morals know about our situation. What are they doing? And we'll get to see. We'll see if they're going to just be quiet and they're going to let it continue, or if they're going to help us, right? We're not going to wait, right? We're going to do other stuff, but I'm saying in the process, we're going to see what they're going to do, because they need to help us. Like they all seem like they act like they're moral, you know. Am I frozen? Okay, so rough draft time. It sucks. I'm just writing ideas. So I'm writing ideas, but I'm going to turn it into 4 paragraphs, and then I'll just do a short video on that. First paragraph, I asked my mom, me and my mom, I was like, what should I write to Marco Rubio about this? I'm talking to my mom. I'm working with my mom on like what I should write to Marco Rubio on this. And we were looking through some things, and we obviously I showed her those billboards that Ella's getting put up, and she said, and my mom said that this would be a great first line. Like this, she said, investigate victims are not limited to diplomats abroad. Investigate domestic assaults with pulse microwave weapons on civilians. Victims are not limited to diplomats abroad. So that would be kind of my first paragraph, and I would add in things like, I'd add in things like they're using, sophisticated neuro weapons. They're using, external microwave hits. They are, electromagnetic fields and bidirectional streams of energy to the head and the vestibular system to do specific things to the brain and the nervous system. Yada 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 for that first paragraph. Not only governmental workers abroad are being hit by this stuff, but also citizens are being hit by this stuff, and I am one of them, right? For the first paragraph, let them, my mom said this is important when you're writing a senator. Like, I don't know, she's been a businesswoman, but she hasn't been a senator, but she's usually pretty smart. She says, let them know what you want, right? And it sounded smart. Like, it sounds, she's like, if you're going to write a senator or politician, your first couple of sentences need to be, what do you want from them, right? And so we need to put, like, please stop these experimental programs with remote microwave attacks. We need to use the same wording, right? We'll say like remote microwave assaults, experimentation, that the mainstream media is calling Havana syndrome. Please put an end to these things that are destroying so many families. I would say American families because I'm writing to an American senator, right? But if you're if you're in another country, say all around the world, write to these senators. Like you're in the UK, you're in Australia, you're anywhere near TI, make a little template thing and send it to these American senators. I swear, we need to hit them because it's a group of some of them are moral, right? And they picked them for a reason, though. Susan Collins seems like she's not gonna be sweeping it under the rug that American citizens are being butchered by this stuff. Okay, Nicholas, you called John Hawkins too. You got the same results. I haven't been calling a bunch of hospitals. My mom showed me some place where they do extensive brain scans and things, and it was there was one in Texas, and then I think there was one in Florida that she showed me. But I'm like, I don't know. Like I wanna see what happens with this, so there's more awareness, and maybe more. I mean, this it can't stop here. It just won't. It won't. Okay, Muvet says reading the lyrics to a song won't get you a copyright infraction. Maybe I can just, if I sing it. What if I sing it? Like if I sing a song. Like if I sing any song and I don't miss a tone, like I sing it perfectly, will I get copyrighted? But if I sing the song and I'm horrible and I'm off key, will I not get copyrighted? Hey, Judge Judy. Judge Judy says, are you sending a physical letter or is it an email? I'm doing emails. I'm getting a template email. Yeah, physical letter. I think which one, Judge Judy? Which one do you think that that they wouldn't ignore? You think a regular letter they might like his aides in his office would maybe read that before they read an email? I don't know. I think I'm going to do an email first because it's hard for me to get anything done. So I'm going to do a template. I'm going to send the emails out, but then I'm going to think about that because if I got an email ready, then I can maybe write some nice letters too. This is huge. Sending emails and letters to these 15 senators is crucial. It's crucial that every TI in the world send them letters, right? To where they're so overwhelmed that they're like, there's nothing I can do but say that it's happening, right? We gotta get people to that point. Because if they're at a point where they're like, well, I know about some atrocities and stuff, but there's not really enough evidence. That's why we got to just shower them with testimonies and stuff like that. Slack TI says covers are fair game, so I could get some bongo drums or a violin, or bongo drums and a violin. I don't know how I'd play that, because that'd be. But I could just sing songs to you guys. We could just do whole videos where I just sing my favorite songs. I'm sure I'd get some views. I get like a view. I get one view. It'd be my mom going, "That's my baby." I'm just joking. My mom doesn't watch my videos at all. She has subscribed to my YouTube channel, but she does not watch my videos. You think so? Judge Judy says send a real letter with tracking. Okay. Judge Judy says that way you have proof it got there. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to do the emails first, and then I'm going to write the letters off the emails. Put it on some nice paper and stuff. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's do both. Let's just do both. The email is easiest, so I'm going to do that first, but then I'm going to work on doing that. Buck Aoun says, where can we see the map of directed energy activity? Let me pull it up here. It's like a huge booklet. So, okay, I'll put the link for the that new article from the Hill, and then I'll put the link for this. Yeah, I'll look this up. If any of you guys haven't seen this, you need to see this. And I'll put the link in the chat. And I'll just show the map real quick, and then I'll just read through this little rough draft. But I'm going to do 4 short paragraphs. 4 short paragraphs. First one is going to be like, it's not only foreign government workers being hit in foreign lands, it's also American citizens, blah blah blah. Talk about the directed energy weapons and stuff. I'll read, and then the second paragraph, I'm going to say who I am. Like, I'm an American citizen. I'm going to say my name at the beginning, but I'm going to say who raised me. Like, my grandpa Sladen had a farm in DeRidder. My other grandpa was a naval engineer. My parents were entrepreneurs. My grandma took care of her family. I'm going to say these things, and like, I was raised to be a good American, right? We need to say that. We need to like try and punch him in the heart. Try and punch Marco Rubio in the heart, Just punch him right in the heart. Can I get like arrested for like joking like that? Directed energy. Well, they may have taken what I'm talking about down. Let me check, guys. Nope, they got it. They got a big, and it's like they have a huge book. I hope I have the book. Patrick sent it to me a long time ago, and I hope he's okay. And they're targeting him so bad. Let me see if I can get to it, guys. Let me just show you all the page, and we can explore the page together, because y'all need this link. Y'all need to see this stuff too. Nicholas says, sing with mouth violin, with hands, bongo with feet. So you the violin, I got the bongo drum down here, and I could sing right here. I really do want to get a violin for some reason. Lee says, hey Lee. Lee says, the big groups ignore biomedical, nor do they ever have a victim with forensic evidence on their shows because they are fakes. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I think they've had people on there with some evidence of implants and things like that. Why don't you need to come on here and show your x-rays and stuff, And we need to go through those, well, I can do that. Like, I can go through those things you sent to me by email, That guy who had that case, Lee? Who had the case where he had the implants? He went to court. They decided that it was an implant, but then like they ended up screwing him over with it. I can't think right now. I can't really remember. Hey Roy. Okay, so y'all look at this. Y'all check this out, man. Check this out. Have you seen this, Lee? This is the Directed Energy Professional Society. Let's look at their mission statement. If it, you know, this is something I've showed a bunch on my channel, but like I need to show some stuff over because it was a long time ago, right? We just need to be churning all the evidence back out. So, you know, their whole thing is like saying how great directed energy weapons are, and how everybody, you know, more people need to get into the action and using them and stuff. But they obviously don't say anything about, look, you can donate to them, you can join them, contact them. New directed energy device for biomedical and military defense applications, Wavefront. Navy installing more directed energy weapons on DDGs, conducting land-based laser testing this year. Raytheon awarded $15.5 million to upgrade laser weapon. They're throwing money to each other. It's a system where they're just manufacturing death machines and just giving each other money and taking it from the citizens and black money and just making money from the Federal Reserve and then putting it into black budget programs. I guess would it be black budget programs or black project programs? Marines drone killing lasers get even more powerful after upgrades. Oh, that makes me feel so safe and secure that these people who indiscriminately murder and torture innocent civilians like us are getting even more powerful lasers to play around with, and maybe I got to be careful about it, I guess, saying, but like surveilling and attacking children and surveilling them while they attack them and do worse stuff that I guess I don't want to say, right? Hypersonic and directed energy weapons, who has them and who's winning the race in the Asia Pacific? How do you win a race with directed energy weapons? It's a race to manufacture them. Training, research, and development. All these countries are in a race to do that, but well, how are they racing? How are they testing these weapons? Oh yeah, they're testing it on thousands and tens of thousands of people in their countries. But I think it's even worse at this point. I think just tons of people are getting hooked up to this stuff. And I should have pulled that up. I don't know where that book is, guys. I don't know where the map is. Let me see. Journal of Directed Energy. But let me put, this is just deps.org. Maybe it's DEPS activity. And I think it was a different thing that Patrick sent me to. Well, let me at least put this in the chat right here so you guys can go. But I know they had like it was like directed energy activity in the United States, and Montana had like none. Montana. So I don't know, and I haven't ever talked to a TI from Montana. Have you ever talked to a targeted individual from Montana? And Judge Judy, Judge Judy asked, what flavor am I vaping? This is unicorn, right? This is unicorn, but this is new unicorn. So this is like, has like cream things on it and stuff like that. But this has little cakes with strawberries and a little mint thing. So this is like, it's the new flavor unicorn. It tastes different. It tastes a little bit different. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Jennifer says then they're calling them mysterious weapons. There's propaganda. There's propaganda, and there's everybody trying to stall this coming out. But you're getting language. The beautiful thing. This is the beautiful thing. This is so beautiful. The senators are not using reserved language. They're starting to say the horse is out of the cart, or whatever they say. You know, basically the cat's out of the bag. They're saying this is atrocious. These are brain injuries. We got to get to the bottom of all of this. So these senators aren't on as tight of a leash as these people paid by intelligence agencies to lie about it and keep it happening, right? They really don't like people being murdered and experimented on. They're not told a lot. What have they been? If they're getting like so they go into this Senate Intelligence Committee secretive with the CIA and the Pentagon. The Pentagon and the CIA aren't going to tell these senators, hey, and we can't talk about that we are experimenting and torturing American civilians. They would never tell senators that. But they're getting letters from all the citizens, like all over America, that this is happening to them, so they know it for a fact, right? They know they got 130, but there's way more than that reported, but they cut it down to 130 governmental workers, and then citizens are sending them letters like saying it's the exact same thing happening, and it started happening like before 2010 or before this or before that. So it wasn't even like, oh, that just started happening to me, right? So we know that they have concrete knowledge that this is happening, not told to them probably by the intelligence agencies. What do they do about that? What do they do about that? Do they keep silent? If it's like somebody like Susan Collins or Marco Rubio, I would think they're probably not going to just come out and like say it themselves, but they're going to be working on processes to get more of this information out. Exactly, Judge Judy. Strawberry unicorn fart flavor. We all know that unicorn farts taste like strawberry. I'm not going to say how I know that, okay? You guys, stop asking. Stop asking how I know unicorn farts. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Judge Judy says senators and reps have been receiving letters about this for decades. I understand that. I get that. But the timing and what's happening is important here, right? So it's a little bit different. I know. I mean, they could, just more. The cat's out of the bag with the people talking about what this is, So we're gonna see what happens. Y'all want me to read y'all my horrible first draft real quick? Where did I put that? Yeah, here it is. Let's read the first draft, and I'll make a video with the kind of the final thing that I'm gonna send. It's pretty bad right here. Wait, this is just something that I wrote. Y'all want to hear? This isn't from the letter. This is just something I wrote down. I was trying to because my memory's so bad. I was like, I'm gonna start writing everything down. Ooh, I hate shirts that like fall. I want shirts to be kind of tight around my neck because I got a skinny neck. I said. One night I was just feeling it, and I go, people that our founding fathers would have seen as model citizens are now considered domestic terrorists. Kind of tells you something about where the country's at. It's a deep thought. That was it. I don't think I was drunk. Then I wrote this. Well, this is something I already told y'all. I don't know why I wrote this down. I don't even remember writing this down. But I wrote the feeling like I need to be doing something at all times and can't relax. Hypnosis, psychic driving. I don't know why I wrote. This I wrote, truth is criminal. Stephen Adams said that. Truth is criminal in this society. Okay, so this kind of blows, but it's just a starting. I was kind of thinking about stuff. I'm gonna change it and put it into 4 paragraphs. I think it's even too long right now, and I haven't put in a lot of things about what I want to write at the beginning. This would be like maybe second paragraph on, Judge, you said, did you notice the comments were turned off on that recent Fox News clip with Brett Baer? Are you serious? I didn't notice that. I didn't even pay attention to that. Wait, I'm going to look that up real quick. That's... Really? Because they got a bunch of people, because everybody in there wasn't going, oh, that's crazy. They were going, I am a targeted individual, and this has been done to me for so long on a main Fox News report. The horse has jumped out of the barrel of honey. The bees have escaped the freezer. I don't know why you'd put bees in a freezer. I'm sure somebody would. They really did that? Are you serious? Wait. I gotta look it up first. Hold on 1 second. I gotta see that. Wow. Wowie zowie. Let's look at that, guys. What do I look up? I have it saved in my favorites. Fox News Havana. I guess just I put in Havana syndrome every time, you know, which that's really bad. That's how I find. Yeah, here it is. Look, I'm gonna share the screen. Hold on, guys. Let's see what they did to this, dude. It's got so many views. It's got so many views, guys. Judge G says officials. Yeah, Judge G said it would have been a flooded with TIs. Judge Judy says officials say 130 suspected victims of possible energy weapon. Yeah. And you know they've gotten way more reports. Like, just from governmental workers, they've probably gotten like 1,000 or more, you know? But they're whittling it down to like what the people in Cuba, the people in the China consulate, just those specific, right? And we know that when you're targeted, different little protocols happen. So the reports where it's a little bit shifted, maybe something a little bit, they're like, oh, that's not kind of the case that we're looking. That's how they're cutting it off, right? That's how Dr. Hoffer justified like kind of not helping us. You don't have the specific thing that the Cuban embassy workers did, right? That's how they cleanse themselves of being a good human being, like helping people, right? That's a big thing in the society, is like they want people to be able to justify satanic action in their stupid head, right? In their occult, you know, just I want to say worse things, but we're getting so close. So, okay, that's the title. Do you want me to look that up? Oh, that's the title of the video. Oh, thank you, Judge Judy. I found it. I put in Fox News Havana syndrome, and I ended up finding it, which is kind of sucky because like I don't want to be putting in Havana syndrome. I want to be putting in like microwave attacks or remote microwaves or something like that, and finding the subject. So they're keeping it. They keep calling it Havana syndrome very, very purposefully. Yeah. Let's see this. Let's see this. Yeah. Comments are turned off. Wow. 629,753 views, 26,000 thumbs up, 2.4 thousand. I like this. That's bull. Dude, that was undone because I thumbed this up. That's a lie. YouTube's a liar. Uh-oh, that breaking news about that shooting. I guess I need to kind of study up on that and see what happened. I'm not gonna jump on and be like, oh, it's definitely a target, but it's definitely an FF. They had national security, consultants. They were the ones on the news laying down the narrative. Here's what we know so far, but police are gonna have to get in there and see. So they had national security consultants talking to the reporters about what had happened. Comments may be turned off on a video because the video owner selected the setting to disable comments. YouTube. Dude, that is so because targeted individuals were speaking up in there. Dude, they're gonna do it on other videos, like any kind of videos about this. More and more people. It's so many people. Just so many people are so embarrassed
We are
by
learning
it.
new
They don't
details
want to
tonight
talk
about
about it.
suspected directed energy microwave attacks targeting CIA offices.
Targeting tons of people, including citizens, and you're not Walter Cronkite, man. I was looking at that Lester Holt guy. Um, this is a joke, guys. This is a joke. Please take this as a joke. But the Lester Holt guy, and he got some award, and I was kind of looking at him, and I was like, what is that guy? He looks like a Frankenstein monster, and I kind of imagined that they maybe got like Walter Cronkite, and then another reporter, like a black reporter that's like one of the best black reporters, and just cloned their genes together and made Lester Holt like this huge Frankenstein monster. And so he's like the Frankenstein baby of Walter Cronkite or something like that. That's just a joke, total joke. Maybe something. Lee says their people are sick and beyond help. They need to go into the wood chipper. Yeah, their people, like anybody who participates this. Really, I mean, I don't know, a gang stalker who thinks they're protecting their community and they're really dumb. But the people that use microwaves and hit anybody with them, yeah, wood chipper. New Type, hello New Type. New Type says the mysterious weapons rhetoric is part of the cover-up they have always used to subliminally steer good people from comprehending they have been working on these weapons for more than a century. Yeah, that is perfectly said. What do y'all think about this? Like, I had a sickening thought today. You know how we learned about MK Ultra, and we were like, okay, it's the CIA, and they're doing it through a couple of front companies, and so it was pretty tight. It was like a tight program where it wasn't just all over the United States, right? Like they weren't just doing it to random kids in every state. Were they? Like, was it bigger? Was MK Ultra like kind of a countrywide thing, almost like this, but it was like Masons and people in the military industrial complex, maybe even doing it to families that live by them and stuff like that, just testing out this stuff and doing it to a bunch of people and creating a lot of fractured minds, and doing the gross stuff that I don't want to talk about, like to kids, like and more people participating it than we think, right? And then they said, oh, it's just a small thing going on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. MK Ultra could have been small, like they said, but I'm just thinking about this, and I'm thinking about how they're trying to spin it, and I'm just like, was that like a countrywide thing where they really experimented on a lot more people than we think? Nicholas says FEMA camps and getting. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Things are bad. Things are bad, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do anything that would alert people to their deaths. Like, did y'all see the thing about the jab? Where it's like this, I gotta get it and show a short video, but I might get kicked off of YouTube. I gotta be real careful. They're finding like a nutritional molecular biologist took regular blood and then blood from people who had gotten the jab. I don't know which one, right? But I don't think it matters. And she did the blood next to each other and found small nanoparticulates that go inside of the cell. So it's not going past the blood-brain. Some of it may be going past the blood-brain barrier, right? But these are smaller nanites, smaller nanoparticulates that go into the cell, and you have a harder time of getting them out. So what I was saying and what we were all saying is like, the jabs are probably bad, but I just don't know. It's probably something more advanced than nanotechnology, right? It's smaller nanoparticulates, it's nanotech, right? But it's going into the cell. It's going into the cells in the blood and stuff like that. And it's like, I got to show that, so I'm saying that right now. Please look that up, and I've got to get the stuff and look at it, but that's what I saw. So I'm just presenting that of what I saw, and I really need to do a video on it with the evidence, with the molecular slides of the blood, right? I don't want to just say stuff, but they're going for it. It's like the jabs. It's like they're making people more transhuman. They want them to be dirty circuit boards. Look what they're doing. If you're a targeted individual, you must understand. If they're willing to go this far, they'll go all the way. You know. New Type says, Lee, our plight goes deeper than just a handful of people that have been targeted. Everyone is targeted. Most have already been incorporated into the hive before they even knew it was happening, in my opinion. I agree. It's bigger than we think. It's bigger than we think because we can't think that. Like, not we're stupid, but we're not. It's like if you go, everybody in the world is hooked up to a bidirectional stream of energy, like a cell phone. That's crazy talk. Even for somebody, I have a bidirectional stream attached to my brain. I'm being tortured every day, but even me going, yeah, like, I can't say everybody. I don't know. How far have they gone? Like, even how they've done this, I'm like, how far have they gone here? You know, because they've gone really far. And it's hard for a good person, like a compassionate person, to understand how far these people up at the top of the pyramid, the psychopaths and the cult, are willing to go. It's so hard to understand, you know, because evil doesn't have a cap on it, right? The evolution of evil, it's not like they go, oh, well, evil's like this, and it's going to kind of stay kind of at this level. Evil can evolve and just keep going, but the hope there, good, can evolve and can just, it never caps out, right? And so we have to do that. A big thing, Art and Soul just reminded me from her avatar, love each other. Like, I go and Pepper's kind of sick, she's getting older, and I just go to her head every night and I go, I love you, and I just do it like 100 times. We just sit there. I'm going to start doing it because we need to do, like, that's this frequency, and it's an energy, and it's a science. And what they're trying to do to us as a human, as an organism, is lower our resonance so that we're open to more evil, and we're open to more violence towards each other, and we're open to more deceit towards each other. So love, I mean, no matter how you feel. I've seen a video, I don't know why I'm getting off way off, but this is important. I saw a video by like a guy who had like the worst kind of brain cancer in the world. Please, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. He was a father and a grandfather, and his like eyes were squished in because his brain was so it was his time to die. And I need to show this video. And this man whose brain didn't really work and he was like really hurting, he said he said, you must love each other. Love is the most important thing. Jesus was special, right? We know that, right? The Son of God. Love each other. Like he had it. There's no way that Jesus didn't exist, like you know, the cynics say or whatever, because how in the hell did he come up with, like, how in the heck, sorry, I'm talking about Jesus, how did he come up with the best science, a science that like we're laughing at still, like that science, oh, love, you send certain frequencies and energy, you love a child, you care for a child, that child grows up, it does good things, right? You send hate to each other, it's a molecular, it can affect people on a cellular level, you know. Art and Soul says, Lee Arthur says, no excuses for them if they do this even once, they are scum. Everyone with half a brain knows it's wrong. So it's the wood chipper for them. Feet first so they can watch themselves go through. Yeah, maybe we'll get that. You know, we're getting closer, man. We're getting closer. I don't know. Oftentimes, I mean, there's got to be digital. There's gonna be like something that we can get our hands on with a FOIA request of who was assigned to us. You know, I don't know if they're gonna scrub all that data or whatever. Art and Soul says there are several government sites that actually discuss dues. I don't understand how they can claim mysterious weapons. Also, the numerous patents and biotech articles, etc. Yeah, it's like some of the same, like the Pentagon and the CIA, who have websites about, they have on their websites like about certain types of directed energy weapons, right? They're like, we're clueless to what this is, right? Because that's what they're doing with everything. Why wouldn't they do it with this? I mean, they're telling people wear a mask, wear 2 masks while you're running, right? So you can die, right? So I mean, they're just lying to people. like into their faces and seeing how that'll work, right? We're at a point like deceit has just gone overboard to where it's such a clown show. You know, politicians talk, and it's just like you're lying. You're lying about that. You know, it gets so bad. And I think what they rely on these mainstream stories, because like I went and talked to my psychiatrist, right? All this stuff's in the mainstream, and I said, have you heard about the directed energy weapon attack at the person at the White House, and the Cuban embassy attack, and the China consulate, and the CIA agent? And she was like, oh no, I didn't hear anything about that. No. You're saying you're being hit by directed, and I didn't even touch a key on the keyboard for that. Did you expect me to look into your, when you said microwave weapons or directed energy, did you want me to actually type out something and look in Google and see that you're actually telling the truth? You want me to have to do that, and then I'll have to like do a job? Like I'll have to like actually stand up as a human being? Because I just want to go about my business and just be a psychiatrist and get a practice and do exactly what the DSM tells me. And then, you know, I'm not trying to get, she's a nice person, and she's like, you know, she's a learning psychiatrist, so I'm not trying, but it's a joke. It's a joke. Like, you know, people have to stand up. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's been uncomfortable for us for so long, right? For me, it's been very uncomfortable since I was born. No, so, you know, since 2011, standing up telling my parents, then starting a video and just saying, I've got to do this, I'm dying, these people are dying, we've got to do this. It's so uncomfortable in these days, in these times, you know. And I guess some Christians would just say, you know, let's just wait on the Lord. You know, there's different things that God puts in your heart, but what I feel is you got to put your hands into the muck, right? It's going to be uncomfortable, because all these, it's like everybody who's living a normal life, they're insane, right? They're being told lies, they're doing things that get people killed, and they're like, I'm just going about, let's make sure, like at this place, this condo, right? Let's take this for example. And I haven't been gang stalked as much around the condo, but it's this huge deal. It's a huge deal that your dog, they're cutting off half of it. There's like a little space for the dogs now to go walk. You used to be able to walk your dog all over the parking lot, right? But this is crucial. This is a priority of the condo. And if you don't pick up your dog's poop, which is going to go into it's going to just decompose into the ground, right? It could be a $500 fine. I don't know. They're saying they're going to fine us, right? I doubt they'll fine us or whatever, but it's priority. Priority. While I'm being, like, I'm an innocent man, my mom has bought my mom bought the condo I'm in, and I leased to buy from her, and she bought the condo across the way, right, where her and my dad come. She's going to have to sell them soon, because she ain't well, I'm not going to go into that. And I'll probably, I don't know, I'm not going to go into that personal stuff, but, what was I saying? But that's the priority. It's like, I'm being murdered here. Gang stalkers, you know, I'm sure there are some gang stalkers doing supplemental stuff in here and doing all that, and that doesn't matter. That's just day-to-day stuff. But if my dog poops on the wrong, like the grass over there, I'm going to get fined. And more people were, like, this guy was using gang stalking to make sure that I was picking up my dog poop. Like, I literally went out with my dog, and, like, he came out without his dog and kind of just folded his arms at the same time that I went out. How the hell did he know I was out there? Was he looking out of his window? No, I would guarantee you. Because he's like the guy, it's him and his wife and his daughter, and they've gang stalked me before. They kind of, like, pulled off, and then he just used it for this dog thing, and then they kind of pulled off again. Like, give me a break, dude. I'm being hit with microwaves. Just let my dog crap in your car. Okay? I'm joking. Dog, I'm gonna take care of all that. But the priorities is my point. Like, people, and it's you see this even in really good people. Things are going so violent on the earth that they're kind of like focusing and obsessed with little things because they really can't deal with the big things, right? And it's sad. And sometimes we all have to do that. We all have to just kind of like, well, I can focus, I can fix this. But it's sad to see, you know, it's Very sad to see that, because we all need to be getting together and going, we're being killed by microwaves. There's a huge weapons grid above everyone's heads, and it's worse than that because they're doing geoengineering and weather manipulation, and then that's not even good enough to get nanoparticulates in our lungs and past the blood-brain barrier in our food, in our water, in the chemtrails. They're injecting it straight up into people so that it goes directly into the cells. They are transhumanizing people. They're torturing, murdering us, but transhumanizing a lot of other people who may be targeted, maybe not targeted. Guess what happens when they get all those nanoparticulates in their cells? Well, they were sitting at their computer before they got the jab, and the computer was letting off electromagnetic frequencies, right, that were kind of maybe a little bit got on their skin or something like that. Well, let me tell you, when you get nanoparticulates or nanotechnologies in the cells, all that electromagnetic frequencies coming off your computer, your phone, your body's going to suck it in. It's going to go directly into the cells, causing new types of cancers, new types of disease. And they just did it to the whole world. They just jabbed them full of this crap that's going to suck in electromagnetic frequencies, which we've got microwave towers and all that. It's super dangerous. Like me sitting here talking on this video is not crazy enough. It's not crazy enough. You see, and this is why I like, sometimes it's too hard for me to make videos, because I got mind control going on. This is a Jor-El thing. Like, they are trying to, it's going to be a slow roll, and people are going to be all messed up and mutilated with new cancers and new stuff, and they're going to be like, yeah, this is just natural. My second head says it's natural. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be this slow roll where everybody just goes, it's just the new thing, this cancer where a giraffe grows out of your skull. It's, Hey, Terrorized Germany. Terrorized Germany says, hi, Kyle and all other good people. Well, hello, Terrorized Germany. It's good to see you here. I hope you're doing okay with your targeting and stuff. Jennifer says, the CIA agent was most likely targeted before he went to Russia. I'm not sure about him. I have questions about him. Maybe he was in Russia and American contractors hit him in Russia so that he could say it was Russia. That's what I'm telling you guys. We're past this point where we can really figure things out without, like, we can go in the right direction, right? But there ain't nobody that's below the top of the pyramid who's going to be able to be like, this is exactly what's going on. There's so many complicated deceits and deceit on top. It's a layer cake of deceit is what they're doing. And they're training people, training just normal people to do layer cakes of deceit. And training these people to do deceit with their voice. Like, I mean, holy God. When you make a safe, secure society for people, and it's all peaceful and has the best rules and the best, most moral policemen, you're going to get craziness everywhere. What do they think they're going to get when they're putting nano in everybody? Everybody's getting all these types of cancers and their brains are going crazy, I kind of forgot what I was talking about before that. Oh yeah, the CIA agent. Layer cake deception. Most likely he was targeted by Russia. I mean, it depends on what he was doing over there, Hey, Nadia. Nadia says, hi, everyone. I hope you're doing good. Obi-Wan Hashobi says, they listen for years before you know they're there. Yeah, they remote neural monitor and listen. Thank you, Nadia. Nadia says, love and prayers to all. Definitely. I need some prayers. I'm making it through. I hope all you guys are making it through. It's just, it's just like I feel like it's pretty important. Like, what's going on, I feel like it's pretty important. And then I'm going to show you guys the evidence of the jab. And I just had an instinct on it. Like, I was like, well, I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that's going to transhumanize people more, right? It's going to be something with nanotechnology that's a little bit more advanced. Nanotechnology is small enough to go into every cell of the body. I'm not saying it's going into every cell of the body, but it's going into cells. It's going into individual cells. Where does cancer start? cancer starts in the individual cells in your body, you know? So if you got little nanos that are sucking in non-ionizing microwave radiation directly into the cell, you're going to get like carcinomas, new cancers. Like at Dream Day Foundation, that's all we were looking at was new cancers for like 2 and 3 year olds or newborns because of the microwave towers and the weapons infrastructure that's built. You know, I feel like it's that. I feel like we're that movie. Y'all know that, I don't know if it was the old Time Machine. I think it was, where all the people are just living and they're playing in the water and stuff like that, and they don't really understand anything. Like, isn't that how y'all feel about other people right now? Like people who aren't targeted or know about what we're going through? Obi-Wan Hashobi says, so sick of news blaming Russia for everything, though. Yeah, it's like Boy Who Cried Wolf. When it really is Russia, I won't believe it. Yeah. Russia's doing stuff with these weapons. I think it's like I think what the main thing is America's trying to oust Russia's weapon program, and Russia's trying to oust America's weapon program, right? But I haven't paid attention to much about like what they're saying with China and these directed energy weapons, but it seems like Russia and America are two main players in a directed energy Cold War. They're in yet again another Cold War, but it's about these weapons, and they're hitting each other's spies, not hitting each other's citizens. You know, they don't do that. Why they experiment in-house, why they hit us, why the United States experiments on us, is it keeps those secrets. It maps the brains, it gets the data, puts it into the AI, human operators learn these, and so it keeps it in-house. They would never let another country experiment on their own citizens so that other country would collect that data, right? But the main thing is it's just this, you know, another huge Cold War. Yeah, Jennifer says, could also be China. Strange they never say that. I think Chinese intelligence hit the people at the China consulate, because the people at the China consulate that were acting as embassy workers were really like CIA or some other kind of agents. And so Chinese intelligence said, we're going to show them. They can't say somebody's an embassy worker and send in a special agent. So we're going to remote neural monitor all the embassy workers. We're going to see the inner voice and the visuals, and you can see communication from the brain of the people that are not supposed to be there in an embassy capacity, an ambassadorial ooh, that's a tough one. Ambassadorial, in an ambassadorial role. You know, you're not supposed to, you can't send in special agents. And what the hell are they doing in there? So Chinese intelligence starts hitting those agents that aren't supposed to be there, right? And they want to get them out of their country, you know? Imbecile. Kyle is an imbecile with words. I used to win all the spelling bees, and I was in English AP as a senior in high school, and I wrote a AP essay on crime and punishment. I was the only 9. I got a 9 on it. 9 was the high, or whatever, 10. I got the highest grade you could get on the AP, the final AP essay on crime and punishment. It's awesome. I used to be able to weave words, and like I'd love to read. I'd sit down with the book. Like I remember, like, do you guys remember this? Like a crappy book. Like this is gonna, okay, I'm probably insulting a lot of you guys. But it was not my kind of book. Little House on the Prairie, right? Little House on the Prairie in 2nd grade or whatever, whenever you read that book. And I remember getting the book, and it was Little House on the Prairie. I didn't really care, but it was so cool to read the words and to imagine what was happening, and I didn't even care. Like, I was just so like my brain had the right chemicals and everything. With all this mind control, it's like I can play the best video game. I enjoy, you know, I find enjoyment in life, but it's just, the brain is your, the brain and the soul is your quality of life. But your brain kind of makes the world shine up, shine, or whatever. Is it ambassadorial? Did I get that right? Oh my god. Art and Soul said you got it, Kyle. Ambassadorial means belonging or relating to an ambassador. That's amazing. That may have been my attackers. Because, like, I was fumbling with it, and sometimes they'll just go ahead and give me the word. I forgot what they did that with this morning. I was trying to think of something this morning for my grandma, and they helped me. They put in a word there. They'll like put in a word here. They never like help me all the time or anything like that. And when I ask them to, I'm like, hey, just give me the word, blah, blah, and they won't do it. Jennifer says, those diplomats or agents, family members, and children were also getting attacked. Yeah. Oh, they were? Well, that would make sense. They're punishing them. They're like, get them out of our country, and they attack their kids, I mean, they're doing a whole lot worse. Like, all these countries, the people who are in power and are supposed to protect the citizens are doing a whole lot worse, than just attacking kids for a little while. I mean, let's be honest with that. Ambassadorial. That's like a hole-in-one. That's a hole-in-one vocab. My godmother said I was touched in the head. I feel so retarded sometimes, like being targeted. Everything gets so surreal, because you're talking about this crazy stuff, and it's like they make me feel, with mind control, they make me feel so weird sometimes, and it feels like it's a hard. I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not gonna go into some of the specific. So surreal. This stuff is so surreal, Christopher Grant says they really want us to take the corona, the C jab, which is killing many people, offering many things, which is the giveaway sign. What is the giveaway sign that molecular biologists have found small nanotechnology within the cells, within the blood cells of people who got the jab? Dude, I'm not trying, anybody who got the jab, like, I'm not trying to scare anybody. We're all being transhumanized. So maybe it's just no difference, right? But it's obvious, right? It's right. I'm kind of being a little bit, I don't know, I'm being weird today. I am in a weird mood. I'm being targeted, but I'm also in a very weird mood. What was I gonna say? What I was gonna say, guys. Okay. All right, let me read somebody's comment. What was I saying? I said, oh man, I completely lost it there. Completely lost it. Obi-Wan Shobi says, I was laughing at Little House on the Prairie, not the children being zapped. Okay. Yeah, no, okay, this was when I was like in second grade, okay? Hey, Gumby Bear APV. Dude, I remember when I was a kid, dude, and I'd go see movies. Like, seeing movies was like going into a whole other world. It was like I was in the movie. I remembered everything from it so vivid. It's like, and it wasn't just me watching a screen. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Those things you take for granted. And then you're targeted and you're like, man, my brain, I'm watching like a screen and I know I'm watching a screen. And I guess I'm not explaining that right. It was like the screen just came, it grew hands, and then it like came out and it just reached into my eyeballs and put movie juice all in there. New Type says, I was watching about that terrorized in Germany. I had been figuring 1,000. Okay, so terrorized Germany says Professor Dr. Konstantin Mail from Germany and Spanish doctors have healed people from cancer with scalar waves. You can use it vice versa too. So have they actually done that? Do they have like actual written accounts of scalar waves, of like what they did with scalar waves? Because a lot of people still say scalar waves are theoretical. I'd need to look into that. There's so many scams nowadays where they're saying they're using radionics and all this stuff, and Magnus Olson is selling another thing. Um, I wouldn't buy anything that he's making. Like, I wouldn't buy. I don't know if he's targeted or not, but I wouldn't buy. Like, everybody bought the first thing where they're using radionics, and it was like $2,000 or something like that, and so many people bought it because they're so desperate for something to work, right? And I obviously didn't. And it was really no science behind it all. Like, I don't know if some people think there's no science behind Dave Case's CD. Like, Brian too will talk about it, and he's like, yeah, it's like noise, it's just noise interference. But no, there's like a science to the exact frequency that Dave Case used to actually interfere and cancel out certain frequencies that are extremely low frequencies that he was recording being used by our attackers for certain things like for the remote neural manipulation, especially for the inner ear to the brain, to the loop, and then to the body. Right, so it's super, super scientific. We could get even more scientific. What I want it to do, because when I drank some wine, I drank 3 glasses of wine. It's like I was like, okay, I'll tell y'all what I was doing. I'm a nerd. I watched Batman Returns, and I felt like a kid again. Like, I mean, my brain came back to me. It was like my favorite movie, and Batman Returns is the best Batman movie. Dark Knight is good because of Heath Ledger, and that's all good. Hey, love the movie. I love you. I love you, Dark Knight. I love you. I love you. Batman Returns is just good all around. Every actor, every scene, like how Tim Burton like just paints a scene, And it came out at a certain point in my life when I was struggling with my Crohn's disease too. Just watching that, and it's like I felt like I had my brain back for a little while, for the whole night, And that happens every time. It's like the alcohol hits the brain. And I don't drink all the time. I'm not telling anybody this is bad, right? This is bad. Because I don't want TIs to go out and drink. This is really bad. But I have to tell the truth. It's like when you drink, it's like it makes your resonance slippery. It does something to your brain where it throws your attackers off, right? For while the alcohol is it. So what I was thinking, I'm not telling everybody go out and get buzzed and drink a lot. Is there any way we could find out? Is that just the alcohol? Is there something that we could ask for help for, like where it would be some of those chemicals that would maybe cause that effect? You know what I'm saying? Don't go out and drink, everybody. I shouldn't have said anything, but it's such a huge difference, It's such a big difference, and it's not just like I know some of you guys are like, well, you're drinking, you're feeling good and stuff like that. It's not just that. It's like it's like it shifts the remote neural manipulation off. Like, so they're not that like the automated things that are holding my brain down to be like fight or flight. Like I can relax, like my brain can relax. Some of those things are kind of hard to explain. Gang stalking is weird. Jordan says, how is Angel? Angel? She hasn't been feeling good. My aunt had to go to my little niece's high school graduation, and then they went to Florida, and then they came back, and so Angel's been like going to a bunch of different places, and she's like kind of throwing up, and my aunt's worried about her a little bit. She's still really cute, but she just is like she's real tired, and she keeps throwing up a lot. Judge Judy says some adults try to recreate that childhood movie-going experience by getting really, really high before a movie. I'll watch a movie that I watched when I was a kid, and it'll kind of just bring it back. With the target, and they cut me off from they interfere with my brain so much that it's hard to connect with like happy childhood memories anymore. It's like they're doing something pretty extensive to my brain, I remember things from my childhood, Hey, Alan. Alan says this definitely changes the way I look at city hall and local government officials. Yeah. What does? What were we talking about? Well, we're gonna see. More and more of them are gonna know 100%. You know, we're gonna see. We're not just gonna wait and see. We're gonna be doing a bunch of other stuff too. A bunch of other stuff. I don't have a lot of energy, and my mind control is really bad. So I'm trying to just get more healthy, and then I'm taking, that's what it is. I know what it is. I'll show y'all what it is, and I'm feeling a lot better. And it's this what it is. This Curamed right here. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because I took some today. I haven't had my Curamed in weeks, like in like a month or so. And this has it's like curcumin, superior absorption curcumin and turmeric. And I took it over at my aunt's place because I went to the health food store this morning to get it. And I feel like this is what they do, right? For microwave hearing, they actually inflame the brain tissue. So they're actually causing inflammation to the brain, right? It's not inflammation where you'll die instantly, but they have to expand the brain tissue so that it will, so the brain tissue will then like cool down and send a signal to your inner ear, right? That's one of the processes of microwave hearing. So they have to get the brain inflamed, right? So this stops inflammation, right? I have all this inflammation here, and they're doing the microwave hearing, right? So my brain tissue actually is expanded and inflamed. Like, I mean, a tiny bit, but still, it can cause you to be more emotional. It can cause your emotions to be like up and down more, and plus we got remote neural manipulation and stuff like that. But I took one of these, 750 milligrams, and I don't feel inflammation here as much. I feel a little bit right there, but I feel more emotionally balanced right now. I would really, really, really order you guys to take curcumin or turmeric in some kind of form, because you need to decrease, because what they're doing to your brain, it'll help a lot with the remote neural manipulation and maybe even the V2K, because they're causing inflammation to the brain. Really? Art and Soul says Batman Begins was my favorite. Since targeting began, I rarely watch movies anymore. Yeah, I can't sit through a lot of movies. I tried to watch Predator the other night because I try and I make mind memes, or I'll watch a movie where I can make fun of my attackers, right? If it's just really bad, and I'm like, and then I'll keep saying you're one ugly MFer, right? Like in the movie, and I'll keep saying it throughout the entire movie because I'm saying y'all are like the Predator, and I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what's about to happen is I'm covered in mud, and I'm about to like however he kills him at the end, because I didn't finish watching it. I've seen it before, but doesn't he like smash him with a big piece of wood or something like that, and then he keeps living, and they fight some more, something like that, and then something happens? How does Arnold Schwarzenegger end up killing the Predator? I forgot. I think it's a big piece of wood. I think. So Terrorized Germany says, hi, new type. Constantine Mail gave a letter to he must stop the research of scalar waves to help TIs because he himself was attacked with these weapons. I would really love to read his research and his concrete research on scalar waves. And then some of the people who maybe have used his methods or something to get relief. Nadia says I watched Goonies the other night. Good memories. Oh, I love Goonies. Do the truffle shuffle. I don't do the truffle shuffle. I love that movie. That was in what's his face was in that. The guy who played Samwise Gamgee. A bunch of great people were in that. But a young Josh Brolin was in that. Oh, that's a great movie. Another movie that I kind of wanted to watch. We need to watch some. I just don't want to. I don't know. I'm feeling like real sick from the targeting and like I don't know. Because we watch it like the movie thing. It's like me just sitting there watching a movie. It's like me, and it's like I'm reacting to it or something. I wish I could just put up the movie and we could all be in the chat. You know. I don't know. We may watch another movie. I think it'd be kind of funny if I make jokes through it. There's not that many people over on that channel. I don't know. I was thinking about watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. You know, I love the ending where he goes through the 3 things. Only the penitent man will pass, and then he has to say Jehovah. Right? He has to spell Jehovah. I don't want to give it away for anybody that hasn't seen it, but anybody who hasn't seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, you must watch it. You must watch it. That's what happens. That's what happens. Judge Judy says Predator suicides himself with a nuke, but like I think Arnold Schwarzenegger like hits him with the big thing of wood before that. That's right. He suicides himself to try and also kill Arnold. Arnold is running away. Right. It's been a while since I saw the movie, and check this out. This was devastating. This was $4 wasted of my life. Like I had $4 and then I didn't have it. Like, because I'm watching, like, I have Predator on this, like, free movie site. I think it's pretty much, well, I'll be quiet about that. But I wanted to get it on YouTube, right? And so I saw The Predator. And I was like, going, yeah, I'm going to watch The Predator. This is going to be awesome. And then, like, I spent $4.99 on it. Or it was like $3.99, but it was like $4.60 something. With tax, and I turned it on, and it was like this CGI start to the movie where it's this silver, you know, it's like, whoa, I said they must have went back. This is what I said, guys. I said they must have went back and done all this new computer generation, just like they did with the Star Wars movies. I said, we're in for a treat, right? This is like a redone Predator. This is gonna be awesome. I get to see stuff I never saw, right? And then it's The Predator. It's the new one from like 2019, which really was bad. And I was like, I better watch it. I spent $4.60 something cents on it, but I didn't. I didn't watch it. That money's gone now. Nadia says, watch the Chosen series, Kyle. You will enjoy it. Recreating the Bible. Okay, the Chosen series, is it free? What is it? Just go to YouTube and watch it? Predator 3D. So you can get a Predator. Is it director's cut? Is it new stuff in it? Because I might have to get that. Marcus says, hey Marcus, how are you doing, brother? Are you writing letters to the senators? Marcus says the perpetrator's mixture of R&M devices and neuroprosthetics and neurotoxins has created a bunch of holes in my life. Yeah. My brain sometimes, it's really weird, like my brain kind of feels like Swiss cheese sometimes. Potassium iodide saturated solution. Have you made a special one, Nadia? Like I take potassium iodide, it's like lab strength, and I take like a crystal of it, and it's potassium iodide. But I don't know. I may want to make that solution because like cleansing can do a whole lot. Hey Ann. Ann says, hey guys. Predator. What's Predator 3D, Judge Judy? Is that like a is that a what's it called? Is that a director's cut? Because I want to see the new stuff. And I want to tell you guys this. I'm sorry I'm getting off track, but we're kind of just hanging out, and this rough draft really does suck. So I'm gonna like make a video. I'm gonna read it, but Predator 2 was a great movie. Danny Glover is awesome. Let me tell you the good action heroes, right? I probably need to put this. If I could get into my comic book channel, I'd talk about movies and stuff on it. But Danny Glover Robert Downey Jr., Harrison Ford. Tell me what those three actors have in common. Anybody? When they act and they're like reacting to an action type situation, the look on their face is like, oh, oh, oh. They're not like they're not like, stone faced like Arnold Schwarzenegger does, where he acts all like real cool and stuff like that. They act realistic in these dangerous situations. Like I love it. Danny Glover does it, Robert Downey Jr. does it, and Harrison Ford does it really good. And it's just like, yeah, you would be acting like that in a really violent situation. You'd be like, oh, and you wouldn't be all cool knowing exactly what's going to happen, right? So Terrorized Germany says our body communicates with magnetic scalar waves. Well, our body communicates with actually electromagnetic frequencies. Maybe scalar. You could be right. But scalar is so theoretic. I need to find more information on it. You made me think about something kind of interesting, Terrorized Germany. Let me just read that. I'm not going to correct it or anything like that, because maybe you're right. Our body communicates with magnetic scalar waves. This biochemical reaction thing is almost a fairy tale. It would need too much reaction time in our nervous system. There is a biochemical reaction because your electromagnetic frequency energy, like that your brain's putting out, controls the chemical output, right, of your brain. And your chemical output affects the electromagnetic energy that your brain's putting out. So it's like this puts into this puts back into this. It's like a fountain, an intertwined fountain. Your electromagnetic frequency energy in your brain and the chemical output of your brain, right? But it makes me think how we feel energy from each other. And they say scalar waves, a scalar wave isn't just a straight line. It's like it goes somewhere else and then it ends up in another place. And I think about how we like kind of I don't know, how you connect with people even if they're far away and stuff like that. It's like scalar, there could be types of energetics that really do teleport. Like we would use the word teleport, but it would be a scientific thing that we just didn't know about, right? Yeah, we're just talking about it, Brian. I'm not saying anything textbook like this is definitely what's going on. So, but I'll read what you said. Brian says no, not scalar. Brian says not scalar. The streams of ELF waves targeting the cerebral cortex of the victims is +3. What's that? Micrograms? Is it a microgram? I don't know how to say that. I should know that. I should know that measurement. But you've also, they're doing a bunch of stuff. So you got the bidirectional stream, but that bidirectional stream has to come through an electromagnetic field that they're putting around the head. And so what exact frequencies is that electromagnetic field, right? And then the bidirectional stream, and then I'm sure they're shooting lasers at some people. They're testing lasers on some people. Like a lot of the DODs are putting out contracts to test lasers too. Micrograms. It's like really, really small. Nicholas says, I've been trying to tell you about scalar waves and its technology for several years now, but nobody I don't remember me and you talking about scalar waves, dude. We just started talking like 2 years ago, man. I'll read what you said. I've been trying to tell you about scalar waves and its technology for several years now, but nobody understands what I'm talking about. I can't be any more playing. I don't know how to share my information. The scalar waves are Nikola Tesla technology and his discovery, invention, and by his definition. Okay. The body ignores strong fields, but frequency follows the weak fields. Okay. I don't know. I've looked into scalar waves. Some people have said they're theoretical. I mean, I think they're real. The explanation that I've heard in the simplest form is that it's like it's a waveform, but it doesn't follow the rules. It's not a wave like this. It's a wave like kind of a triangle, and it's not, and it can go from here and then no line, and it can end up over here, right? So it passes through not like another dimension or something, but our science doesn't. It's like it's just acting like it's appearing here, right? But there's some kind of scientific explanation for why it doesn't really jump, but we're not seeing how it goes through, right? So like that. But I don't know if that's the main. I mean, they're definitely using electromagnetic frequencies. They're definitely using radio frequencies. That's an electromagnetic frequencies. Infrasound, ultrasound, things like that. Sonic weapons and photonics. That's a big one, Brian. Photonics. They're hitting us in the eyes with invisible light. So they're using a lot of different stuff. But the deal is, photonics is electromagnetic frequency, right? Obi-Wan Hashobi says, Brian and Kyle, what could they hit you with that feels like low-level electrocution? Well, it's like they could either remote neural manipulate you to have the sensation of being electrocuted, or they can just switch. See, electromagnetic frequency, right? I'm going to explain it in simple terms. Brian and anybody in chat is welcome to put something in chat, but they've done this to me. I bought this big metal thing, right? It was a big metal chain link thing to block microwaves, and it worked for a little while because they were shooting heat at me. And then all of a sudden, it felt like I was being electrocuted because they had switched over. So this is just kind of a simple understanding. You have an electromagnetic frequency, right? It's part electric and part magnetic, and they can go further over to magnetic, which would be like microwave, or they can go further over to electric, right? And that's a simple explanation, which probably isn't good enough. Somebody can maybe explain it more scientifically, but it's like they can manipulate the electromagnetic frequency to be more on the electric side, and it will give you a shock because it has that capacity, right? But then if they're going more over to the magnetic, so and it has to have an electric charge to go through the air, right? But it'll feel more like heat. And so they were hitting me with more of on the magnetic side, microwave, electromagnetic. I know I'm not explaining this right, but I think you guys can understand by the way I'm explaining it. And they can just switch it more over to one side or the other, And it felt like I was being electrocuted, like, because they changed it. They changed the frequency of what they were hitting me with, and it was like shocking my skin, Let's see. That's interesting. I don't understand that. I'm going to put it up on the thing because y'all seem to be like... Oh, wait. I'm not sure what Terrorized Germany was saying. That I want to put that up on the screen. The body ignores strong fields, but frequency follows the weak fields. The body ignores strong fields. Okay, and then he said... Okay, the scalar waves are Nikola Tesla technology in his discovery, invention, and by his definition. Okay, I need to read up more on scalar waves. I know they're waveforms that act very, very much differently than electromagnetic waves. Right? Maybe they're electromagnetic waves, right? But they like act like this, and then they appear over here, right? And then from over here to over here, and they're not. It's not like a regular wave where you see it going the whole way. I don't know enough about it. I don't know. I know I'm getting hit with photonics and optogenetics. Like, look those things up. But photonics is electromagnetic frequency energy. I know that's a huge thing in my targeting. And hopefully I'm getting those glasses soon. I got those blue block glasses. I gotta go check my mail. See if I got them. But people, we got some really good scientific minds in the chat right now, so if you have a question, now's probably a good time to ask it. And I can give a kind of a generalized, like, let's all kind of try and understand it right now, because my brain, but I'm going to need to read more up on scalar waves. I don't know enough about it. Everything I've heard, though, it's still so theoretical. Like everybody that I talk to knows a lot about electromagnetic frequency energy and stuff like that. I did a couple of live streams on it, but I don't think they were very good. It was like a long time ago when I just pulled up like one thing on the internet that some blogger wrote about it, and I read about it. Nicholas Hamlin said, I watched Spark movie on targeted individuals gang stalking. Stephen Shellen, great movie, very accurate. It was very hard to watch, but a very good depiction of what it's like to be stalked and targeted. Yeah, what's the website? You just go to thespark.com? Because I think you can still buy it on there and help Steven out. I was talking to my dad about him, because we have all these fruit flies, and if you go back, like, Stephen Shellen has this video on YouTube where he's like, you can tell he's being targeted, and he's like, I don't know if he knows what's going on. It's like a way older video, and he has fruit flies in his place. So he's like talking about the stalking and the targeting and everything like that, and he's like, they do this and they do that and they hit you and stuff, and he's constantly swatting at fruit flies. Have y'all seen that one with Stephen Shellen? It was kind of funny. Like, I mean, he was being targeted, but he was really funny in it. Like, he was making some jokes, and he was cracking me up as a targeted individual. Okay, so New Time says, in my opinion, our DNA acts as a resonator that receives and transmits a laser-like coherent light source, sending signals in the cells and throughout the body very quickly and with little heat loss. Yeah, definitely. I think that's like 7G though. It's like I think about my targeting, and I'm like, I know what you're saying, that they can do that they can use photonics and they can connect with DNA, but I'm like, are they doing that to me? Like they're using some pretty advanced stuff on me as a target individual and you guys, and I'm like, are they using that on all of us and we just don't know it, and it just makes it worse or something like that? Okay, Terrorized Germany said, okay, I put it up. On my channel, you can find the video Proof of Scalar Waves, at least for one communication. It's for a German experimenter, but he speaks English. There was a German inventor who was putting the video out to get the ZBS driver. It might not be the same guy. That's not the same subject. No, I'll stop doing that. Yeah, everybody check out Terrorize Germany's channel. And anybody else who wants to promote your channel, go ahead. Angela said, Misfit surviving. Yeah, ain't fun. I'm sorry, Angela, if I didn't say hi earlier. Angela says, Misfit surviving. Yeah, ain't fun. Hit eyes and head hard. Kyle, what do they do to teeth and gums? Well, in my case, it's been like really, really bad, where I think that they actually caused an infection in my back tooth, and I wasn't able to get the tooth back when it was taken out. Like the dentist would not give it back to me, and they give teeth back to kids and stuff like that. It was very weird, but it was like an infection running in my jaw all the way up to the front here. It's still like healing because it messed up the muscles and everything so much. And I was like, oh, that's just Vegas. It's my attackers just doing that. I don't want to go to a dentist, right? Like, so I'm going through this pain, and the way that it presented didn't present in the tooth, it presented up here. So, but then regularly they'll hit me in the teeth. Like if one's bothering me and I'm picking at it, they'll make it feel a lot more sore, and I think that's just hitting it with an external microwave hit, or they can remote neural manipulate your nervous system to make the nerves more tense around your teeth and stuff like that. They can do a bunch of stuff and hurt your teeth, Yeah, Angela says, no worry, Kyle, we're all going through the same. I know I'm still here. Yeah, I just, and somebody got mad at me the other night just about, not knowing what was going on in chat for the live stream that was just, the live stream from, it was tough. And I need y'all to know, I don't see everything that goes on in live stream. Especially if it's I'm focusing on important information. I see snippets. I'll just see, Misfit surviving. I haven't said hello to them, because like I just kind of see snippets and I'll just grab something, right? And usually it's somebody who like New Type, whatever he writes, I'm like, yeah, I gotta read what New Type's writing and stuff like that. So it's not, I don't see everything that's going on in there. I think people should know that. And hey, Tanya. Tanya says, hi, NIC. Yes, a lot better. I had surgery. I hope you are doing great. You had surgery? Are you doing okay, Tanya? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing okay. Misfit Surviving says, Obi-Wan, right? Angela, same here. Two black eyes and broken bones. Really? I'm scared about it. Going to neurologist. It's gross what they do. Yes. If you have got two black eyes and broken bones, you go to the neurologist. They'll be able, that's evidence. Go to the police. And then if nobody has hit you and you that microwaves have given you black eyes and broken bones, like that's some good evidence. That's not something where it's like they can't see it on you. And it's like, oh, my brain inside. See, my attackers make things really subtle on the outside, but then they rip me apart and mutilate me under the surface of the skin, right? If you got stuff over the skin, show your parents, show anybody. Like, I mean, not anybody, but you know what I mean. Get pictures. Take pictures and video of that stuff, because we've got a lot of people that we can give evidence to. I need to go to some of the conference calls and stuff. I just can't. I know we got important stuff going on, and like it seems like the more important stuff that we got going on, I'm like, oh, I got to deal with like my personal targeting and my personal mind, being so torn up, and then personal stuff, which is bad. I gotta just like I gotta do stuff. We gotta do stuff is the simple way that I could say we're gonna like Biden. We're gonna stuff done. New Type says again, the scalar component of EMF is a natural result of the Maxwell's equations. If don't assume magnetic monopoles don't exist. Okay, if you don't assume magnetic monopoles don't exist, it's like a triple negative. Just because they are hard to find or measure. Right, it's like you're saying, it's like as if you assume that magnetic monopoles don't exist just because they are hard to find or measure. Right, yeah. Scalar component of EMF is a natural result of Maxwell's equation. Just how they act, it's like how scalar waves act. Scientists, they appear to be teleport. They appear to go from here to here, but it's not like a wave that goes from there to there. That's the thing that stands out in my mind. And it would make a whole lot of sense. It would make a whole lot of sense, and it wouldn't mean that it's teleporting. It would maybe mean that it's just maybe going a little bit faster than the speed of light. That's crazy to think about. But it would make a lot of sense with how they're affecting neurons faster than the speed of light, right? Using scalar waves, using photonics, using different combinations of these things we're talking about that like we don't, I'm going to look up scalar waves and photonics a lot more. We'll do some live streams like that. I know a lot of people don't like getting into the complicated stuff. I kind of do, because it kind of helps us to defend. But yeah, we might go into some of that stuff. It's like we're actually talking about like some of the outer layers of our targeting in the remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation. Where are the effing adults, right? Where are the effing adults in government? Because you got the government going, it's a mysterious one. We don't. It's mysterious. It could be crickets. The crickets could have mass hysteria, and the crickets somehow took a bunch of people hostage. The crickets did. Crickets can learn, and then the people got mass hysteria. They believed the cricket sound was something in their head. They're making up these things that it's like, no, that's obviously false, and people know that they're lying, but people are double-minded. when you make somebody cognitively dissonant, you make them double-minded where they hold two thoughts at the same time. And I ain't gonna say that I'm some special person because I've got cognitive dissonance. I've got situations in my life where I'm like, oh, is this or is it this? Well, it feels like this and it feels like this, you know. Not everything. I'm not a loon or anything like that. But I'm not a complete lunatic. I'm just half one. Like Two-Face. I feel like Two-Face with this thing sometimes, but I'm not Two-Face. Like somebody called me crazy the other day. They just said it as a joke, and I wanted to do the Joker thing. I ended up not doing it where he's like, I'm not crazy. I can't do it good. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna like that. I see it. That cat. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'll stop. It's that stuff, guys. Like, I feel a lot of energy right now. It's this. I'm telling you, anybody who didn't come, like, cause I always feel really depressed and like monotone. Like there's like, and I feel like I have more of my personality going on, cause my brain's not as swollen. Check this curcumin and turmeric. Please use it and please let me know how it worked for you. So that's scary when I say something like that, like my brain's not as swollen. It's fact, but it's scary. I hope you're doing good, Tanya. Are you doing good after? Are you still in the hospital? When'd you have the surgery? Oh yeah, Obi-Wan. Bishobi, yes. There's just misunderstanding, stuff like that. And Wayne, I don't know why. Like, I'm not gonna go into that. Never mind. Just weird, you know. Where are you guys? Maybe ask him, Gumby Bear. You know. So new types of scalar is like a pressure wave. Example. If we line up a bunch of cue balls from here to Mars. Okay, wait, let me read that over. Let me put it on the screen. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, new type says scalar is like a pressure wave. Example, if we line up a bunch of cue balls from here to Mars and hit the end of it in Earth, you could feel the pressure on Mars faster than the speed of... Because it's like already in the air. Like the scalar is affecting some type of energy in between the next scalar wave. I see what you're saying. But the words that come out of my mouth have a hard time formulating anything that makes sense. No, I get that. That's a good way to explain it. We need to do that for each other and for me. You know, I'm smart about some things, but like when you're talking about these technologies, we need to, like, those kind of examples are really good. Because the people that don't understand the scientific language or frequency language can really understand like that metaphor. That's why I try and talk in metaphor a lot. I understand. I'm still a lot of talking. I think personal people around me because I don't put myself around, like, I haven't been to the supermarket in so like 2 weeks or something like that. Hey Nancy says hello, Kyle. Christopher Grant, yep, me too, man. My dad doesn't believe he is. Let me say this. My mom got the jab, and she seems a lot different. But my grandma, right, is going through her thing. But my mom seems way more anxious, and she seems more scatterbrained. And it's scary because I know she's targeted, but it seems like they're doing things like with her sciatic nerve and stuff that she's not talking about because she doesn't talk about things that like are hurting her body and stuff like that. But after, it seems like she's it seems like there's a difference. But that may be because she's targeted, right? So I wouldn't say that, like I wouldn't say that to a person who got the jab we're all targeted, guys. We're all targeted. The top of the pyramid plans to use asymmetrical warfare to slowly kill a lot of us, but over a long period of time, really cull billions, and we're all targeted. So we just got to send our baby boy to another planet in a little rocket, and we'll stand before the council and tell them that Krypton's dying. Seriously though, Earth, not Krypton, but Earth. It's in trouble. It's in a lot of trouble. Like, humanity is in a lot of trouble, right? And that's why we just got to lean on God. That's what I got to do. I'm going there like, oh, blah, 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 like, but no, and I'm just going to trust in God, and I'm going to help you guys, and you guys are going to help people, and we're going to trust in God. We're going to do the best we can to make this world the best that we can make it, and He's going to give us help and guidance on what to do and how to react to everything that evil throws at us. Everything. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Can somebody tell me what movie that's from? Somebody tell me what movie that line I just said was from? Yeah, Angela says, thanks, Tanya. We know this isn't right or fair. Universal law. We don't consent. Yeah. Natural law that you're allowed to live when you're born on the earth, right? But there are a lot of human beings that have been disregarding that since the beginning of time, right? Tanya says, Christopher, my father was strong and made his dreams come true. I think they wanted his farm, and after my whole family got targeted. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like some of these people who are working these programs, it's revenge, right? It may be even like the person they want to get revenge on is gone, but they just picked the family, or they just started targeting the family or something like that. It could be a possibility in my case. I ain't blaming my dad for anything, but like he was in telecom, like he sold a business for a lot of money, communications, like a telephone business, and then he was trying to get into the internet. Like they were gonna try and do an internet service like locally and expand and stuff like that. And him and a bunch of other investors, they bought the frequencies. They bought the frequency bands, but the equipment, like the company that was going to sell them the equipment, didn't give them any equipment. They had lied about that, so they were suing this company. And then my dad was like the main witness on in the group of investors, right? And like before he could even testify, that thing after my 33rd birthday happened where he had the ring in his ears and almost died, right? I don't know. It's very fishy. There's a lot of things within my family that are very fishy. Like, not many of us are military or anything. My grandpa was, but my dad he's kind of like, he's a nice guy like me, and he was in some Shark Tanks with some like military people that buy up these frequencies, like just people who would cut your head off in these Comtel businesses, to save money. And he's a Christian man, right? So he tries to do the moral thing. And I'm just sure in that time he could have crossed paths, with somebody horrible who was connected to this program, and that really didn't like, it seems like people who work for these programs and stuff, they hate moral people, they hate Christians, and people, they see us as like, I don't know, it just seems like my attackers see me as just like, you're full of it, you're delusional, and I'm talking about my microwave attackers, because other people have called me delusional too, and I'm not talking about them. Not many though. Not many. Just psychiatrists. Nancy says, I contacted Amy Barra, a congressman in Sacramento, and I met him at a union meeting, and he is very interested in my target. That's awesome. That is great. And so many more of them are going to be talking about this with people. That's a really great one. The pool ball analogy is really good, New Type. New type says the quantum foam that makes up. Oh man, it went all the way down. Hold on. Go back. The quantum foam that makes up the fabric of our universe is the medium EMF traverses through. This is awesome. Let me put it up on the screen. Because there's a whole lot of science that we haven't even discovered yet, right? Like energetics and quantum physics, right? I think maybe quantum physics is where we're going to have to go. A lot of really smart people who are targets usually look into quantum physics. New type says the quantum foam that makes up the fabric of our universe is the medium EMF traverses through, including the scalar components similar to waves in the ocean switch from transverse and scalar. Similar to waves in the ocean switch from transverse to scalar, right? So like the wave going out would be like scalar, and then the wave coming forward would be like transverse or something like that. That's interesting. Because that's interesting, and that makes me, this is a crazy thought that makes me think of, that if there is life in the universe, it's like billions and billions of years more advanced than us, and they know about this quantum foam and how frequencies travel through the quantum foam. Are they even really relegated to living in linear time, right? And I would doubt that they are, right? I would doubt that they are, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool, man. No, that's very interesting. Tanya says, Kyle, better after surgery, but still getting tortured bad, like right after your surgery. Huh? Judge Judy, Batman 1989, you win a no prize. You certainly win a no prize. That is the movie it's from. I love Michael Keaton's face. Like I love the way that he like walks around in the bat suit. It's really jerky, right? It's like it's really stiff, but the way his facial expressions and his body's jerky movements work, it works. It really works well. I like Michael Keaton. I really like Michael Keaton, and I really like Robert Downey Jr. And I'm just like, man, I just hope they aren't Satanists, you know. I hope they didn't get those roles and have done horrible things. They seem like really good guys. Yeah, Nancy, you must stay strong against this evil. Most definitely. I didn't mean to stay on here that long, guys. It's been like 2 hours. Yeah, Judge Judy, you know Batman. You know Batman. Joker in Vicky Vale's apartment. Wayne smashed his face in the fire poker. I want to get nuts. Let's get nuts. We do not consent. I need to watch Batman. Because I watched Batman Returns. We need to do a movie night. Do y'all want to do movie nights? It would be fun. It would be fun. We need to do movie night. We need to do a movie night. We need some good morale, like I said. I'm just so messed up with the mind control, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm getting through it, and it's fine. It is what it is. I don't know everything they're doing to my brain, but it's like they make me feel like, it's like I remember like going, oh yeah, I'm going to get on a live stream and hang out with everybody. And even when I was really targeted and tortured, like I'd push myself, but it was like, okay, it's going to be comfortable and we can just talk about whatever. But now it's like my brain's so messed up. I'm like, I got to get on there and I got to say this and I got to say this and I got to say it because I'm going to forget it. So it's a little bit stressful sometimes. I'm going to de-stress. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to do some more healthy things, work out, better defenses. This stuff's, we're getting closer, right? So we just have to talk about this stuff now. Think about it this way. Think about something really, really positive. How many of these people in like the truth community, right? Like say they're not targeted individuals, but they look into directed energy weapon. They look into definitely the jabs and everything like this. After this stuff that came out about the government workers being hit by this, you think any of those people who look into the truth are not going to believe us? And you know how many there are? So we got to think about this, about every angle that this awareness coming out is hitting, right? Not just like, oh, it's not going to stop the program right away, right? It's not going to stop the program right away. But it's going to be it's going to be something we can push along, right? But think about all these people who are not target individuals, but they look into truth, people talking about stuff. They've definitely looked into this and maybe said, nah, it's going too far. It's a little bit too tinfoil. But this stuff comes out. They all remember. Everybody who's heard from us about this is seeing this now, and they're going back and they're saying that person was telling me the truth. Y'all need a movie, Tanya? It's just what movie? Would y'all want to do? Would y'all want to do Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? Batman? Batman Returns. I'll watch Batman Returns again. Y'all want to watch Batman Returns? What do we want to do here? Running Man is great. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Is it on YouTube? What I might do is I might just pay to rent it. Because I just don't want to do the site, the free movie site. I'm afraid that if I live stream it, that could be like legal problems for me. So I think I'll rent it on YouTube. You could probably get Running Man for free. Running Man's probably free on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. That's a great movie to watch. I remember watching that movie when I was in that house that burnt down, and I was like living with all the those thermal blankets, and I had built all this stuff around me, and I watched The Running Man, and I go, because I had seen it before, but you revisit a movie, and I was just like talking to my attackers, which sounded like I was talking to myself, but I was like, that's exactly what's happening to us. It's like a game show, and y'all don't even care, and you just make money for this. And that's when I thought that it was my neighbor with his wife, the other people on the other side, and then the people across from me. That's when I thought that it was just them with ground weapons doing it to me, right? Like I didn't even realize, and I thought they had something remote that when I left the place they could hit me remote, but it wasn't as bad, Let me see, Running Man. Dude, I'm telling you guys, please take curcumin and turmeric. Please take it. It's night and day. It's night and day. I have fluctuations, my emotions up and down, and it's like now I'm just like it feels okay, Why is it pulling up a bunch of like Japanese videos? I guess there's a game show in China. Let's see, man, Schwarzenegger. He's so cool. He's such a. Oh, you have to rent it. You know what? We might just try. We might try it on the. Predator 2. Predator 2, man. I can't watch Predator 2. I think Running Man would be better because Predator 2 is like a lot more gory. Running Man's a little bit gory. Just trying to think where I could get it. I want to get it for free. Judge E says, "Give me the Justice Department Entertainment Division." Yeah, there's Running Man. It's so true, dude. I think a lot of these authors just hit the mark. Jennifer says, "Kyle, did you see that movie Escape Room?" Escape Room. It sounds familiar. Who was in it? I probably have seen it. Okay, Zeta Rex says Autumn targeted individual in New Zealand has the spark on her channel. But guys, really, if you do have a little bit of money, if you could go to Stephen Shell's, it's like the spark.com, right? And like he's targeted and stuff like that, and he made that movie. If you can, I haven't done it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe we need to watch that movie, and I need to buy that. Maybe we need to do that for Steven. For the next movie night, I think, and then Running Man. Let's do that. I'm going to do that because I really like Steven. You can look at a bunch of, if you just go to Tales from the Crypt, he's in like 2 of those episodes, I think. He's really coming up. Like he's really coming up, as being a big actor. Nancy Nancy 8 were shot. The shooter shot himself. Yeah, Judge Judy says you should pay Shell and not Pirates Film. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because if I bought it and then I showed, well, I don't have a lot of people that come on to D Live. So if I bought it for like whatever it is, $4, I'm sure he'd be thankful. And then I just did a showing on D Live for, there may be 10 to 20 people over there for the movie nights, you know. So I don't think he'd get that mad. Do you think, I know you're not talking about me, Judge Judy, but do y'all think that would be cool? I think Steve would be cool with that. Because I buy it, and then I play it on D Live, then it goes away in like 3 days. I haven't even checked to see if it said, like, I did that movie night so long ago with Rocky, and then I wanted to see if they, because it says they disappear in 3 days. I don't even know if I have any videos on D Live. I had fun doing that, but then I just got real sick, and like we were doing stuff on this channel, and I was like, I can't really, let's just do videos here when I have energy, you know? But we should do them every once in a while. If I'm taking this stuff, I'm telling you, that inflammation was making, it makes the remote neural manipulation worse. Oh, really? Yeah, he set his house on fire first. That's what that guy in Canada did, right? Before he went around and burned all the homes down. At first, he burned all of the evidence that it was him, right? So if you're going, like, if somebody's doing that and they plan on like offing themselves, right? Why would they burn down their? Wouldn't they want to be known, right? It just doesn't go along with anybody else in history that's ever done something like that. Yes, Christopher Grant, Control Factor is a good movie about targeted individuals. It shows you how they do everything. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that movie. There's a lot of truth, and especially when the scientist is saying how it works, it's pretty close to how it works. It's such a B movie, though, and I really think that was done on purpose. Like a B movie was made with like the most truth about targeting in it, so people would take it less seriously. You know? So let me read this. It's kind of short. We've been going for like 2.5 hours. I just wanted to read this real quick, do like a 30-minute live stream, but you guys get me talking. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, it sucks. Like this is just like it's chicken scratch, but I'm gonna turn it into like 4 little paragraphs. So I'd be like, yo, dear Marco Rubio, please give me a shiny boombox and a pony and a little mini bake oven for Christmas. Thank you. No, okay, so dear Marco Rubio, my name is Kyle Sladen. I've always considered myself a good American. My grandparents and parents raised me to inhabit the spirit of freedom and entrepreneurship. Now this would be like the second paragraph, because the first one, right, if somebody missed it, if anybody missed it in here and came in late, me and my mom were talking about it, and she was saying a really good first line. If you're writing a politician, tell them what you want them to do, right? So I think that a good first line, or like somewhere in the first paragraph, would be like investigate domestic assaults with pulse microweapons. Victims are not limited to diplomats. Some way, that's great. Like what the billboards say is really good. And my mom saw that. I was just like showing her some videos and stuff, and she was like, yeah, that's what, because it says investigate domestic assault. Well, I think I'd put like, and I'm not saying for the billboard, but for my letter, I think it's going to be something like, please put an end to, I think I'd put, please put an end to domestic torture and experimentation with integrated directed energy weapons and neuro weapons. Maybe just microwaves. Yeah, Judge Judy, that's right. Kiss their ass in the first line, then lay it on them. Be like, please, yeah, say, I know you are such a great and wise and powerful senator. I know you just know so much about how to take care of the American people. Well, let me tell you, agents and government workers aren't the only ones being hit with remote micro. I think I'd say remote microwaves on the politicians' letters. Yeah, Nancy Nance says the billboards are awesome. They are. I was worried that I was just worried that the stuff about the mainstream news was somehow going to get left out. I don't know why I thought that, but then I saw them and I was like, that is awesome. I was like, those are great. Those are going to help us a lot. It's going to help us as billboards going up. Thank you, Ella. Thank you so much, Ella, for all your hard work. Thank you so much. Serendipity Blooming says, hi, Kyle. Hi, chat. Woohoo, I made it here. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope you're doing well too, Serendipity Blooming. I'm sorry, I read that suckily, but y'all, she probably, it was in a way better way than I said it. Woohoo. Woohoo. And I hope you're doing good too, Serendipity Blooming. Hey, Honey Ann. Honey Ann says, hi, Kyle? It's me, Kyle. Lori Smith says, Rand Paul got white powder in the mail. Maybe he would care. Yeah, I heard about that too. It's good to see you too, Honey Ann. Okay, let me continue. So, and this would be, remember in the first paragraph, I think that's a good idea. I think that's very, very wise. First paragraph, let them know what you want them to do, right? And what we want them to do is investigate and stop domestic assaults on citizens, right? Domestic assaults with remote microwaves on citizens. Please investigate and stop the experimentation and torture on, citizens. So I go on. This is just really rough. I was raised by a very moral and Christian family. So that was kind of off of just kind of telling them like, I was raised by good people and I haven't done anything like, I'm not gonna put like, oh, I think this is maybe because I smoke weed or something. And I don't think that's true either. That it's because I smoke weed, but. So this brings me to something you have, I think, heard about and are trying to figure out and stop. Directed energy weapon attacks, remote microwave attacks, neuroweapon attacks, for the citizens all around the world that are surviving these attacks. We are also... that's too long right there. Yeah, this is really rough, guys. This is kind of just an outline, which I got to fill out. But I'll keep reading it. For the citizens all around the world that are surviving these attacks, we are also stalked and surveilled by DHS Fusion Center surveillance and and connected. Okay, we are surveilled by DHS Fusion Center surveillance and something. The stalkers who participate in this activity will break into our homes. I don't think I'm going to put all this stuff about gang stalking in. I think it's a bad idea. This was really rough. I don't think we should put in stuff about the gang stalk. I think that's going to confuse the issue, and we need to hit on, like, we're being attacked by microwaves. Now, if somebody else wants to put it in theirs, don't let me stop you. But I think that I'm going to stick to the weapons attacks. I don't know what that word is. Contain, surveillance, and torture, I think. The stalkers who participate in this activity will break into our homes, sometimes even poisoning our food and drinks. The weapons attacks are so severe, and a lot of the citizens being attacked by the weapon systems can barely function or not function at all from what these microwave attacks do to the body and the brain. These weapons attacks, the gang stalking, and the sophisticated manipulation, rape, and experimentation to the brain have destroyed my life. And I mean, we keep moving on. We trust in God, but yeah, man, it's to change my life. It's changed my life. I'm going to tell him it's destroyed my life. I've had to get on Social Security and struggle just to try and get basic day-to-day activities done. A very important part of these directed energy attacks is that wait. A very important part of these directed energy attacks that is being suppressed on purpose are the capabilities of the neuroweapons that are in the integrated directed energy weapon systems. I don't know if I'd say anything like that. I would change that off. These neuroweapons can send signals to the brain and the nervous system. And then I was going to continue after that. So what I'll do is I'll probably take this and I'm going to go ahead and type it out. And then I'm going to get 4 paragraphs. And I'll let y'all know what those 4 paragraphs are. Now, if you want to, you can write more to these guys. But I just talking to my mom, she's like, make it short. Make it like 4 paragraphs. Let them know what you want them to do. And then kind of give them a little bit of information. I say, first paragraph, we tell them what we want them to do. Please stop this, the torture and experimentation being done to citizens. And then maybe you could even just say a little bit about yourself, like, my name is blah blah, and I'm an American citizen. If you're from another country, say what citizen of the country you're from, and be like, please stop these attacks. These are 24-hour day. It's torture. It destroys the brain. I guess I'd leave that for the second paragraph. I don't know. You think so? Okay, Judge Judy says it needs to be 1 page only. So okay, so let's do that, guys. 1 page. I'm gonna try and get it down to like 4 paragraphs, but definitely because we're contacting these senators and I don't even know what they read and what they don't read. Oh yeah, Honey Ann says the poison is where I lose people at. They assume I'm not. Yeah. Well, it's like if we start talking, that's why they put so many variables in this. You got the gang stalking. They can like filter in poison through like air conditioner stuff. They can pour out drinks and stuff. Gang stalking. Put perps in our group. It's so many variables that people live by Occam's razor, and they say that's way too complicated. You're obviously mentally ill, right? So it's like it's kind of like this letter. When we're talking to people, we kind of need to focus in on the main deal, right? The main deal right now is these weapons attacks. I think that I'm going to stay away from... I might have like 2 sentences about gang stalking. I might have 2 sentences about organizations being involved in surveillance and harassment of us being tortured, right? While we're being tortured, we get harassed and we get followed and we get surveilled, and how creepy that is, and how that can't be on the level of catching criminals because it's mixed in with torture and experimentation by these weapon systems, right? This was it shouldn't even this is like such a rough draft. It was like while I was like playing video games and I'd I'd write 1 sentence. I'm so ADD. It's so bad. So bad, man. I'm getting a little bit focused on it. I'm praying to God. I'm trusting in God. I'm telling y'all, man, that curcumin stuff. And Nancy says, I don't appreciate having my picture taken at PetSmart. I flip them off and laugh, but we must ignore them. Yeah, be careful about, like, I don't know, confronting people that you think are gang stalkers and getting into it with people. Like, if they come up to you and I don't know, you gotta do what you think is right. But we're at such a point where I think they're probably gonna gang stalk us more. They're gonna try and push our buttons more and make us act out so that so they can get it going, right? So they can finish us off before we get there. And I can tell my attackers are like kind of something's different with them. Hey Anthony, how are you doing? Tanya says, only weapons, microwave weapons, cyber torture call. Yeah. I think we should, when we're writing the politicians, though, I don't think we should call it cyber torture. I don't know if they'll recognize that. I think maybe we should call them either remote microwave attacks or like remote microwave attacks, or what was it? Not Havana syndrome. I may write a line in my thing saying how the term Havana syndrome is completely ridiculous because this is going on worldwide to citizens and government workers alike. I may put that in my letter. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Dennis says RF spectrum warfare. Yeah, microwave warfare. I feel like, radio frequency is microwave. Me and some guy went back and forth on that, and I was like, radio frequency is not microwave, but he was right. And microwave sounds more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Radio frequency, it's like, oh, that can just connect with you, and it's not going to really hurt you. So I think we do need to kind of go over to, like, microwave. Paul Bettany, I love you for coming to my live streams. And how am I not getting more views having the guy who played Vision in the Marvel movies in my chat? Thank you for coming here, Vision. I love your movies. Paul Bettany says Vulcan is one of the greatest people to grace this earth. I don't know about that. I think we're all trying to survive, and we're good people, and we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do our best, and we're going to trust in God. Which is a lot, like I try and do work and, like, figure out, like, what to put out on videos, and I just kind of be here. Today we're just doing, like, a chat thing, but, God's tasked me with trying to think about things like a lot of y'all and do good things, but then we got to stop sometimes and be like, I trust God no matter what happens. I'm going to work on this. It's hard to work on something and just forget about the outcome, It's really tough to do that, but I'm trying to find a balance in that. New Type says, Anthony, 99% of the people in this chat would less than one person. I don't know. Yeah, Nancy, that's an interesting way to say it. Pulse radio frequency, microwave radiation, and neural computation. Neural computation. Neural manipulation. Neural monitoring. Neural manipulation monitoring. Hey, Code Red. Anthony, I don't get that, New Type. I may not be reading it right. Oh, Anthony says most of these Fs here pretend and fake commiserate. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Like, I'm not. We're close to really big stuff in mainstream articles. Like, I mean, if we move forward, I'm telling you, and I said it on the last live stream, if we just move forward, all that's going to fall off. Because this is going to come out more and more, and then so we shouldn't even focus on it, right? I'm a real targeted individual saying that. I mean, I know what some TIs, he's trying to, like, say don't talk about it because he's a fake or whatever. I don't care anymore about that. Like, I mean, we're close to some things that are good happening to us. In this, I don't know if I said this on the last live stream, but the military-industrial complexes of our countries are nailing us and killing us and doing all this stuff. The government is coming in and putting a little shelter over and saying, well, we're going to help these 130 people, right? We got to get over under that shelter, right? It's not going to shelter us from the microwave weapons, but we've got to get over to the part of the government that's like looking into this, and good people who don't know anything about it and want to stop it. We've got to get into that shelter and help them to grow that thing so this thing can be in it, right? Yeah, Anthony says I've physically touched me. Physically touch me because I'll soothe them. Like that, I don't understand. Like, I see a bunch of people and they're like, I don't like Brian. Like, has these situations where the dude, like, he's on the ground and stuff, you know, if somebody hits you, sue them. Do not stalker and they hit you, sue the ever-loving crap out of them. Like, you can sue somebody for assault. You can sue somebody for assault, take everything they own, man. If they do something to you, don't fight with somebody, man. Because if you're fighting with somebody, like physically fighting with somebody, you're a targeted individual, so you're getting hit with microwaves. Your attackers could like weaken you or something during the fight. Plus, like, if you fight them, then it's going to be confusing, and it's like, oh, well, it was just a fight, right? And the police come and they're like, you guys are just fighting, or you gals are just fighting. You not let them hit you, but if they hit you, sue them for everything they have. Because that's something, anything you can grab, like, because we're dealing with directed energy, right? Which is, it's not being accepted by society, right? Like, oh, we can't see it, right? If somebody punches you in the nose, society sure can see that, and that's assault. You can sue that person. Serendipity Bloomy says, this attorney going after telecom for 5G locally and a TI himself, and a local organizer has invited my partner and I to do a presentation locally on targeting at a conference. That's great. That's great, Serendipity Blooming. If it's streamed or anything like that, let everybody know. So people can, like, I don't know if it's going to be streamed. Yeah, this is, so everybody needs to start speaking out, because it's not just like, it's not targeted individuals. It's like 5G weapons grid that's covering the globe, right? This is every good human being's fight, which is so weird. Why it's where, you know, targeted individuals are well, there's a lot of people who speak about the dangers of 5G. It's just Honey Anamaya says, messing with your speech. You're messing with my speech? Stop messing with my speech. I know your trick. Stop messing with my speech. Lori Smith says, David versus Goliath. Most definitely. Most definitely. Nicholas says, the police don't care. I've been assaulted physically 2 times this year alone, and the police don't give a rat's ass. Like, somebody assaulted you. Did you hit them back at all? Like, I mean, the police should be able to, like, arrest a person for hitting you. If somebody, like, hit me out there, like, I would definitely get the police, and the police would definitely arrest them. Like, it would just not, I don't, maybe so, though. I mean, I guess police just kind of ignore us and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, New Times says, my last comment was in reply to Anthony A. He said 99% of the people in this room are fake, and I noted that in the room with 40 people, 99% would be less than 1 person, meaning we're all fake, including him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. No, it's not 99%. It's more like 1 to 2%. But we're all, I mean, their biggest weapon in our paranoia and us thinking there are so many perps everywhere is the remote neural manipulation. And they do games with, like, simultaneous things. Like a target individual, like, I may have an impulse to send a text to another target individual at a time that's, like, inconvenient for them or something, or just weird, and then it just like, because it happens to me with other TIs, and so they play these games with technology. It's like with your texting in your phone, they could freeze up your texting and then release your text at a specific second. Like, say somebody, like, looks at their phone and then they get a text from somebody. So they have a lot of tricks that are kind of like, they have a lot of tricks with texting that, you know, I've thought before, somebody's gang stalking me over the phone, right? They're like, have surveillance of me somehow, and they're synchronizing these texts because it's just too detailed. But I was like, the people that I thought were maybe doing that were such obvious targets that I was like, oh no, they're messing with their text and they're messing with my phone, and then they're synchronizing things. Like, I mean, I'd sit up in the morning and the person would text me like it would be like a, you know, so there's a lot of, and I know, like, targeted individuals that are really early on in this are like, nah, you know, it's just agents or whatever. But there's a lot of remote neural manipulation triggering paranoia like that, and then they maneuver TIs who are real to trigger each other. like to say certain words. They'll put a word in my head sometime that another TI is like triggered by because their V2K says it or something like that. So that it's not like a huge percentage of fake. There's cyber-placed agents and stuff like that, but it's a low percentage because what they use to get us is that remote neural manipulation and those protocols. Then they don't need to put a bunch of people all up in our group, right? We do it ourselves. But there is some of that. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about I'm not like 2% concrete or 1% concrete. It could be like 5% or something like that, depending on the channel. Nancy said they block my texts all the time. My husband thinks I'm ignoring him, and his message didn't go through. Yeah, they totally do that stuff all the time. They mess with text. That's been one of the things they use on me so much because they were able to do it. They were able to do it with like some TIs where it was just like I'd be sitting in the chair and I'd look over at the phone and the person would text me, or like the person hadn't texted me in a while and like I'd pick up my phone, right? I'd pick up my phone and I'd open the text box, and right when I'd open the text box, their text would come in. Or like I'd pick up the phone and they would text me, or I'd like just get to the Mexican restaurant where my family's at, and somebody text me right when I'd park and stuff like that. And I think that's using technology to do this synchronization where it's so exact that you're like, that person has to be surveilling me, right? And I think it's mostly a technological trick. And then it's like they mess with our heads when we're talking to each other and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean there's no cyber-placed agents. They're no, probably. I just think that, like, at this point we need to kind of shoot straight. We need to go straight because like now's not the time to go like everybody's perps and let's start talking about who's perps. Like that's gonna. Y'all saw what happened on that live stream, right? And that's what we were all doing. I was doing it to Wayne. Like I'm super suspicious of Wayne now. Like coming on to an important live stream like that, like talking, and like me and him kind of without saying words, we agreed to do. I'm not gonna go into that again, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Because he said, like Wayne came in and he was like calling me a shill for the UN. But I don't know if that means like that he thinks I'm a perp. I heard he said way worse stuff about me. I don't care. I don't get it. Like I was always respectful to him. Like always respectful. Like I was always going through my own stuff and my targeting. I was never disrespectful to him. Never disrespectful. Disagreements, yes. And like saying I kind of disagree with this, with this about it, but hey, he's doing a great job and he's like real smart. Like I never did. He was so disrespectful to me. When somebody tells you, why is my name even in your mouth? And they put it in a comment section that's public, right? That's that person like trying to like play some kind of dominance game where like I don't even know this dude. Yeah, we talk about targeting and stuff like that, and like I want to get out of this. I hope you do too. But like, what's the deal with like trying to say something like that when there was no bad blood between us or anything like that in the comments section, so that you can look like some kind of bruiser or something like that? And then I'm gonna stop myself there. And then I'm just saying that because he came in and called me you and chill. I wouldn't have told anybody about the personal stuff because I privated that video so that neither of us would look like jackasses. And then we did our own thing, right? Because we look like jackasses when we fight each other, especially to non-TIs, Yeah, I can't afford a lawyer either, guys. Okay, so you're getting like 3 hours. Let me read a couple more y'all's chats. Some of y'all just got here. Yeah, Serendipity Blooming says, his talk that led us to meet him is posted on our local church website. His dad was developing microwave weapons but was told they would help. Really? Okay, good. Yeah, Lori Smith says our testimony here is proof. Yeah, that's why I love doing the live streams, and there may come a time when we might have to say, some other people might have to start doing some live stream stuff. But it's like people can see, and y'all are very intelligent, targeted individuals in here, and you're saying very smart stuff and talking about this stuff, and so people can hear me talking and putting up the articles and see the smart comments. It's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. I don't know, like, I wonder if Ella's ever gonna do like live streams or anything like that. Because then she could have it maybe be too many people in your chat. Unless she does it with the calls. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired right now. Then it says, my home is a death trap in the winter. It was horrible. And guys, y'all gotta like, I can't. Sometimes y'all write in like shorthand or something. My home is a death trap in the winter. It was horrible with thermoregulation cold due to vein constriction. I'd rather be anywhere but. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dennis. I know we're all going through a lot of pain. Gotta decrease a lot of inflammation in the body. Protect the eyes and the ears. Get something to negate what they're doing in the inner ear if you're getting a lot of high-pitched ringing or motor neural manipulation. Nicholas says the Masonic police are in on it. They don't give a rat's ass, and of course I defended myself. They weren't interested in arresting me, but they sure as as weren't interested in doing anything at all. Yeah. Man, because I understand that situation, but I'm always just hoping that a gang stalker would hit me or do something like that, because I'd have them. Like I'd have them, and I don't know if I could prove this whole program or anything like that, but I would. My ears are burning right now. But I would at least sue them. And just take some of their money, whatever money they're making from gang stalking. Honey Ann says, I'm taking pics and vids, they keep disappearing. Get like a couple of USBs and just hide them like in different places throughout your house, and then hide a USB like on your person. So if they take that, you know that they were like right by you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my attackers do stuff like they broke into my place and stole like a charger thing once. They don't like take like important stuff. One time they pour out like my tea, and it makes me think that they've maybe poisoned it or something like that. And they may have put toxins in it, but I think they're just pouring it out. Like I'll have like this much tea, and they'll just pour out this much, right? When I get home, they'll pour out some stuff. At least that's what I think they're doing for now. I can't pay attention to I come home and I just I'm like, did they mess with stuff? I don't even know. You guys still see me? Hello. Yeah, Terrorized Germany says, Anthony, one headlight perps, a good term. I've had hundreds everywhere. Now I'm not afraid anymore, so they stopped this time. They stopped the one headlights? I'm not afraid of one headlight cars at all, and they have kept it going. That's like the biggest thing, and they just keep the one headlights, and city police and sheriff's department, and I don't even really try and look for it anymore or videotape it Can you guys hear me? Hey, I'm back. Hey, guess what time my attackers did that? 4:33. Guess that's what time my attackers cut me off. Like, I'm looking at the thing. It's 4:34 now. They cut it off at 4:33. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh, they're making me kind of nauseous now. Hey, Swag Astronomer, I haven't seen you in forever, man. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing great. Yes. Tell them, Serendipity Blooming, listen to her, guys. Like, why don't y'all listen to me? Screw that. Like, Serendipity has to say it, and then New Type's like, oh, there's... Come on, New Type. I've been saying that I just try too much stuff, huh? That's why I'm trying so much stuff, though. I try so many defensive things, so when I find something, I can say, this really works good, and then nobody listens to me. It's incredible. Well, let's listen to Serendipity Blooming, then. New Type. Yes, it's been a godsend for me. Also, Dave Case. My MP3 broke one night, and all the old symptoms came back, and was bedbound without it. These hearing aids are great, and if you take them out, the high-pitched sound gets a lot worse. I don't know why people don't listen to me. I guess I try too many defenses, but I'm trying too many defenses, or I've tried so many defenses to find the ones that work. I've kind of jumped the gun on some things. A ZVS driver, I've jumped the gun on. It did work at first, actually. What's going on, Nick? Nick says, I used to respect Wayne, but he's been doing it to too many people. I get it that he could be scared or confused like the rest of us, but he's gone way beyond the pale. Yeah, he accuses like everybody, you know? I mean, I'm paranoid too, so I don't want to judge anybody. True Kism says, Vulcan, only good things will be coming for you. All the best for you, friend. Hey, thanks, True Kism. You too, man. I wish that and I pray that for everybody in this chat room. And better things are to come for our life. We're in a new stage of this, so don't give up. Don't give up now. Do whatever you have to do. Like, and I'm not saying this for me. I'm just saying, like, if you're doing something and it's just making you more stressed, pull back if you need to, right? For all of us, pull back, buy time, do whatever you need to. There are defenses that can really tone it down. Maybe we need to do a defense thing, or I need to edit some old defense videos. We need to go through some new stuff too. And the noise canceling hearing aids and Dave KCD, they're lifelines. It's like those things are the centerpiece, the grounding, right? And then you want to cover your head and your neck all the time with some kind of passive shielding, right? Because you're still going to be getting stuff that comes through. Like these work really good. The less EMF stuff really works good. Cleansing. Judge Judy says, where's the NOS energy drink this live stream? I got a Mountain Dew. I drank a Monster energy drink earlier. Judge Judy, you're cool, man. Me and Judge Judy have like the same taste in like movies and stuff like that. Are you a guy, Judge Judy? You don't have to tell me. Don't worry about it. You don't have to tell me. Nicholas says, I don't know. You want me to read that, Nicholas? Nicholas says, I don't know how much longer I can make it. I don't know how much longer I will survive. I'm probably just going to drop dead from exhaustion any day now. If I disappear, come searching for me. We will, Nicholas. We gotta talk, buddy. We gotta talk, and then you gotta find some peace, man. You gotta find a peaceful place where you can find as much. We gotta find as much homeostasis as possible, right? Like our homeostasis is way off. We're being tortured, murdered. We gotta bring our homeostasis, because we need biological homeostasis. We need spiritual homeostasis. We need emotional homeostasis. We gotta do as much as we can to get that. It's not easy. Honey Ann says nobody. That's not true, Honey Ann. Honey Ann says nobody. That's not a true part. They never come to my lives. I've tried. Yeah, I think the deal is, Honey Ann, and I've been thinking about this. this is like, I started my channel in 2014, right? It's been like 7 or 8 years to build up 3,500 subscribers on a targeted individual channel. So I was kind of like the little grasshopper who just worked through like almost a decade with a YouTube channel and saw the value. And even I love my subscribers, I love all you guys, but a smaller YouTube channel, right? And so it's like if you just start a channel, it takes so long. But I feel that like if you tell me, honey Ann, like tell me when you want to do live stream or something, or like come on my channel and we can promote it. We could do things to build y'all's channel up amongst targeted individuals way faster. Like, so maybe your YouTube channel wouldn't grow so big to where it's getting targeted individuals and non-targeted individuals. I don't think my channel does that really, but we could at least get the people on my channel to come over and give you a chance, right? It's hard stuff to talk about. And you know, doing stuff about this isn't just about making YouTube videos, right? If you don't like that, or if it's maybe just not working out, or maybe people just aren't responding right to you. It may not be that nobody likes you, it's just you do, like, it's the guy, if you've ever seen Salty Cracker, he kind of said something. He was like, you know, doing a YouTube channel is kind of like half information that you're putting out, and it's half what do you say? It's like half information that you're putting out, and it's kind of half not street theater like gang stalking, but half what's that art where you do art, like Beck's dad. You know the singer Beck's dad. He'd do like art with his actions. I can't remember the name for it. What's that called, guys? Where somebody, it's like they're I can't remember the name for it, but it's like he said it's like half putting information out and half kind of doing it's like an artistic performance art. He said it's like half putting information out and like half performance art. And it's like that's kind of what people kind of want on YouTube. You got to have a certain kind of equation to make people watch you. You've either got to have great information and you're consistently putting out videos like Tim Pool, right? He doesn't have a personality, but he's like consistent and he puts out really good information. Or, you know, you're really entertaining or something. I kind of like try and put out good information and then be kind of like my wackiest self I can be through this, right? Sometimes making jokes and things like that. I don't know. Social media is so weird. It's not even, I wouldn't even, if you have tried social media and didn't have success that you wanted, I wouldn't think anything bad about yourself at all. Maybe actually you might be better than me, right? Because social media is a cancer. I'm not saying you guys are a cancer. Y'all are great. But the whole thing, anonymous people kind of, and there's some good things that happen on it, but it's not great for your mental health even if you're not a targeted individual, you know. This is really bad, y'all. Look at this. Y'all see that? It's a ducktail. This is like a mallard tail. Maybe I can put it out the side. Just do something else, honey Ann. Don't do, if like, or I mean, you can try it again, and we can tell people to go to your channel or whatever. If you want to try it again, it's like, you know, yeah, some people that I've tried to help build their channels and stuff. Wayne was very successful, you know, and like I think Wayne's a real targeted individual. I mean, I have some like, I don't know. I think he's a real target, and but Wayne is also very comfortable getting on a video and talking to people. He's very, very comfortable doing that. You know, he edited some stuff. You know, he has some good story. He's good. He's a good talker and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what the recipe is for it, because like I never wanted to make a YouTube channel. I was forced into making it. You can go watch my first video. You'll see why I didn't want to make a YouTube channel. I'm sitting there, I'm going, hey everybody. The thing that I thought of, you guys know what I was thinking of when I made that first YouTube video, because it was like so, I was so stressed out about it, and like I didn't really know how to think about it in my head. Like I'm putting myself out, who's gonna see this and what I'm talking about. And in that picture, the thumbnail for the video, and I'm pretty sure that's the thumbnail for my first video ever. That's what was going through my head when I made my first YouTube video. And you have to go check it out to know what was going through my head. New Type says, I think what happened, I don't want to. Oh yeah, kind of distrusting everybody. Yeah. New Type saying that distrusting is because we are all under the influence of neuroweapons with self-preservation protocols designed to incite distrust in the community and stall progress. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, New Type, the hearing aids are a must. Like, that's why I was saying they're like $100 and something to get the Britsco gray ones. They are a must, dude. It's like Dr. Hoffer recommended them to me. And they're doing so much stuff in the inner ear. I have this weird. I took Lunesta last night, and I still have that weird taste in my mouth. You know, that weird kind of, I guess, metallic-y taste. I was way behind in chats. Wow, way. Yeah, there's a lot of TI videos that I can't find. A lot of people took their channels down and stuff. I think that I might take, you know, if I do ever take my channel down, which I don't think so, because everything's going to turn on this, guys. Like, we're not going to be people that are like, hey, little mentally ill person. People are going to go, you were so brave to be talking about that when everybody was calling you mentally ill. Things can turn around like that. Think about our victim society. What if they got some real victims? You know, well, real victims really aren't cared about, and fake victims are given a lot of attention. But it can still happen. I actually see it, like, definitely happening, that, like, we're not going to be like, hey, little crazy mentally, it's going to be like, oh my God, these poor people went through torture and nobody believed them. Like, I think people will really know, even if it may be a little bit hush-hush at first, you know. And people could treat you a lot differently. We got to hang in there and see what happens in this next year, but not just this next year. Like, we just got to, this is like the 3-yard line, 4-yard line, 5-yard line. We jump over the people trying to tackle, and then they're coming in. I watched this like video from Varsity Blues, like where the guy, like Moxon jumps in, and then this one guy hits him in the air and spins him around, and then the other guy hits him in the legs, and he spins, and he lands in the end zone, like spinning on his side. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm nauseous. Nicholas says, the part about having your YouTube channel deleted, they don't tell you about, is you have to scrub your entire Google account, everything you've ever done, all your purchases, everything, and start over. Like, when they delete your YouTube page, all your Google account just goes away. I haven't made any purchases or anything, and I lost my comic book channel. I lost the ability to access my VW Comics 47. And if any of you guys want to know what the number 47, it's nothing like esoteric or like some kind of science. I just don't want anybody to think it's weird. It's the school put, if you look up like a lot of Star Trek movies and Star Trek episodes, the number 47's in it a bunch. And there's like the Panoma count, like it's the University of Panoma, and they have I think that's the name, Panoma. It's in California, and they have a whole class on the theory of 47 being the most unique set of numbers to exist, the most unique combination, the most unique two numbers to exist. It's very, very interesting. And you know, sometimes you see you know, some people see like 1111 or whatever. Like in Star Trek, they always put it in there, so it's like always in the codes that they're typing in. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, Nancy, it says, you put your life on the line to get the truth out to the world. We appreciate you forever. Thank you. We all do. Anybody who's speaking out is taking a huge risk in whatever you're. It seems like my attackers are getting more angry at me at this point, and they're less patient with what I'm doing now. We're gonna see what happens in the next. Like, I'm gonna try and do as much as I can, but it's like they really hurt me. Like, sometimes they'll work my brain to where, like, I'm literally like watching something. My brain is like going, and it's like I can't feel like, oh, okay, comfort or anything, and it's going and it's going, and I'm like. And it's literally like remote neural manipulation. It's running my brain at a certain pace, and I'm like, I gotta do something, and then I try, like, and that this intense thing they do with that running the brain, where my brain can't stop, and it's almost like I have to get up and stuff like that, and it's so intense, and I feel like sometimes I feel like it's like well, this is just like my brain's gonna pop out of my head. Like, it's so much pressure, right? And in those times, I'm like, oh my God, I mean, they could give me an aneurysm or something. I may have to, like, I kind of talked to my mom about it. I was like, Mom, I've always thought about if I didn't do videos, my attackers would maybe make it a whole lot easier on me. And she was like, well, maybe you need to think about it. But we're so close, right? Like, I mean, we're so close, Maybe we just do a couple of dumb videos. That, I'm thinking about how to. This is what I'm thinking about, really. And I'll try. I don't know. I just don't want to get my attackers too mad. I've already made them real upset today, and I know that we're just like F them or whatever, but really, I just don't want to get them too much more upset. Some kind of compromise where it's like we do watch movies and we do some stuff that's kind of just like us hanging out, and it's good for morale. I think that they would be not as angry about that, and if we could do some of that, I think that it would. I think that's really why I was trying to do that stuff. But then I was like, why am I even doing it? I'm getting punished even for making even doing movie nights. But I get less punished for those. New Type says, thank you, Ginvolk, just bought Briscoe digital hearing aid amplifier. Yes, this gray kind. This gray. Oh, that hurts my ears so much. This is the non-dirty one, but this gray kind, I'm sure if you got the non-gray kind, it'll work too. Yes, man, it's life-changing. It's the only thing that's worked for some people. For some people who, like, Dave Case's CD doesn't work, and other stuff really doesn't work that well, it's like the only thing that's worked. Yes, everybody try that, especially if you know you're getting remote neural manipulation and you're getting the high pitch ringing. Yeah. Tanya says, Kyle, you are not right. My mom, 80 soon, she does not have a channel. They are trying to kill her. No, I'm not saying that you have to have a channel for them to hurt you. What I'm saying is this. I defend very well. Like, I do. I know that there's questions about, like, we all have confusion, right, about, like, what's true and what's not true. So I'm just going to say what's factual. I defend myself very well. Chemical shielding, passive shielding, Dave KCD. I have a discipline for doing it. Even if I'm doing it bad and I'm not spinning my defensive plates, I'm still doing like lowest level that I can do to make sure that I'm kind of shaking them off, right? So what I'm saying is, like, without the videos and with the defenses that I do, and maybe being able to, like, focus a little bit more on, like, some new defenses and stuff like that, it would be less for me because, like, but some people, they're like, oh, you're saying defenses work and they don't work, right? So that's where we're coming to a cross where there's confusion because some people don't believe in defenses, right? But yeah, that's what I mean. No, Tanya, Tanya, you're great. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, like, I'm saying they'll attack people and kill them, even if they're not making videos and stuff. HemiSync. Judge Judy says, Kyle, have you tried HemiSync products? No, I haven't. I'm gonna check them out though. HemiSync. I haven't tried the what's it called? What is that thing called? The what's that thing? I can't remember anything. The Tempest filter. I haven't tried the Tempest filter, but I'm going to put down HemiSync. There's so much stuff coming out, guys. We just got to put it together in organized fashion. I know a lot of you guys are like, yeah, I know there are some defenses, but I don't know like what to start with. That'd be Dave Case's CD. So that would be that. Like if you said, what do I start with? Dave Case CD. But then you're like, well, I don't know how to like. I don't know exactly what to use and exactly what to get. We're gonna work on that some more. We're not gonna stop doing defenses just because we have this big stuff out. We need to still buy time. But can you guys at least trust me a little bit, because I was like saying we need to buy time with defenses because like there's this process going on, you know. Kind of had some pretty good intuition. I feel like nobody listens to me on defenses because like on some of them I kind of got it wrong. And I think people think that I'm very psychosomatic with defenses. Which you do have a little bit of psychosomatic stuff, but I don't base things off of a good feeling that something's gonna work. I really do try and be as as scientific about that stuff as possible. I won't lie to you guys. The ZVS driver did work for a while, but my attackers easily adapted to it, and they even used the field against me. So that was that. Dude, that Curaman rocketed me. Like it kind of made me feel manic today, because it was like it toned down so much inflammation that my attackers have been working on. I kind of just like felt pretty good today. Emma Asha Yakabu says, are your voices still low or have they gotten louder? They kind of stay at the same level. What do you guys want to tell them anything? Okay, the woman goes, it is murder. And then the guy goes, it won't last much longer. It may be Chatterbox. He said, shut your mouth. Turn you into burger. And then the woman goes, I'm done. That's evil. That's the guy that, like, it's hard to tell when the guy's modifying his voice to sound like the woman. I think sometimes it's two guys there and one of them's doing the woman's voice, right? But then the automated program has become so sophisticated for me that, like, the guy will be doing the woman's voice, but it sounds exactly like the woman's voice, and I'll go, that's the dude, and then a woman in the background will go, he knew, right? The same woman's voice of the voice that they were modifying, right? So they've complicated things to where it's like they're pretending there's a chatterbox going on, then they'll respond to things that I'll think about what that chatterbox is doing, like with voices that sound like it's behind that. It's gotten crazy. It's so crazy. Because they've had to keep making it more and more complicated, or the automated system, has. I honestly think the human operators put so much, they do so much stuff manually, and then they put it into the automated system to do. I don't think it's like a machine deciding. Like, I mean, a lot of people talk about that, like it's just hypergame theory, and the machine is making all these decisions about like what to do to you and who to put around. And I don't believe that. I think it's human operators that make the biggest decisions. But if they do something that they're going to do over and over, they'll put it into the system manually. They'll do it to you manually, and then the automated system will be able to do it, and the AI will be able to take over from there. But I don't think this AI is like say you're at a gas station and you're using your credit card on a one of the gas pumps, and like the system has an error because my attackers will they'll like mess up a gas thing, so I have to like, so I have to like put it back in. I have to put my card in about 5 times. I don't think the AI is doing that. I think they work off of a grid, No, I was joking, new type. No worries, brother. No worries, brother. I understand. I even thought about these things. I thought about these things. I'm like my attackers would say stuff. They're like, you're using so much stuff. Nobody's gonna believe you about anything. But I'm like, I have to. It's such a thing where it's like I have to try a bunch of defenses. But trying a bunch of defenses, it is gonna make people like less likely to listen to me when there's a really, 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 really good one, right? But that's why I need people like Serendipity Blooming, and I need people trust trying these things. That's good. I no problems with me, man. As long as we got some people that people trust, and they're smart, and they're using good stuff, and then it's fine with me. That's why I keep that. That's why I was saying like a while back. I was like, just if you try this and it works, please tell people. Because I kind of knew. I was like, I'm trying too much stuff. And like I'm kind of like the ZVS driver, like stuff like that. It kind of works, and then it doesn't. My attackers trick me on some things. The Q-Wave defenders really do work very well, but you just have to have like 10. I'd get the Schumann resonators. Yeah, new times. I meant to use all of your defenses, Vulcan, but I was being kind of lazy. I'm also real distracted, still trying to comprehend the completeness of this fake world we live in and my place and all of it. Hey, totally get it, dude. Totally get it. Totally get it. I was, I'm joking. Like, I know that, like, it's like I can't do everything. Like I want to do a lot of the stuff that Lookout for Charlie says, like about recording my V2K and like use everything that he says for the cleansing prayer. I use some of the things, but it's like I can't get to like recording my V2K because I'm like working on all this other stuff. So I get it, dude. Because it's so many angles to cover with this stuff, but the noise canceling hearing aids, like, they're very, very good. It's like it just cancels and it doesn't stop it completely, but it cancels out something that they're doing. It's a specific part, and I wish I would have written it down, the specific part of the inner ear that frequency from the microwave hearing is going to, and creating the feedback loop, or if they're shooting it directly in. Okay, so Nicholas's ZVS driver is one part of the puzzle. Dave Case's CD is another. Parametric ZVS driver is another piece. We need to put it all together. Man, yeah, Nicholas, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can just buy though, and we've got a lot of stuff to go on, and I feel like we're at a place where maybe building stuff, it's not going to be easy for everybody, and we need to get as many people defended and feeling better as possible, especially at this time, so they can speak better about this and stuff like this. So these big projects where we're like inventing machines and stuff like that, we're inventing the devices, like, go for it, but the positions we're in, look at it, we're not in the position to be like manufacturing and distributing defensive things. We need to think of simple things that are easy to just, there's got to be some stuff out there that's pretty similar to what you're thinking. And I'm not saying your idea isn't good. I shouldn't say that. You should work on it. But it's just like you got to find some quick stuff, because like building a bunch of stuff, I think it's awesome, but it's like we're kind of in a situation where it gets too complicated to do some of that sometimes. I don't know. I don't want to say that, man. I mean, because some stuff that you build is awesome. The ideas you have are good. I ain't saying that, Yeah, Nancy Nay says, I have 3 Q waves. They do help. Get a Schumann resonator, Nancy. Yeah, Tanya says, I don't have much money, Kyle. I'd just get, you already have Dave Case's CD, and then, I don't think you'll be able to get the noise cancel. They're like $100 and something if you guys get Social Security, you and your mom get Social Security or something like that. Okay, guys, we've been going for like 3.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. But this is awesome. This has been awesome. You guys are putting out some great information that everybody needs to know. You know, that's why I never want to leave. Serendipity says someone mentioned Annie Jacobson's book on DARPA and Psi research. I'm reading it and it mentions hearing aid research as cover for Psi stuff. Really? Hearing aid research as cover for Psi? Well, that would make sense. That would totally make sense because they're going through the vestibular system. Think about this, Serendipity Blooming. Think about this. These little AirPods. These AirPods and these wireless earbuds. These have transceivers in them. These things have transceivers in it. It's like putting implants in somebody's ear right next to their vestibular system to put any signal you want to go to their brain. These wireless earbuds. Now, are they doing it to everybody? Probably not. They're probably not using everybody's wireless earbuds, you know. But, you know, that guy, the rapper is Ray J or whatever, he has Raycons, you know. It's kind of, I thought it was like Ray, like they were talking about like a ray, like a directed energy ray, but it's like Ray J came up with those. And use those all the time. Tanya, you and your mom, get your mom to like listen to some really pleasing music all the time, you know. Yeah, our attackers will get cancer. Yeah. Now yes. They're trying to create cancer in people, guys. They've been trying to create cancer in people for a long time with things, but now it's like the jab has like nanoparticulates in it that go to the cells. You know, I'm saying that I'm going to step back from that claim, and I need to look at more evidence, because I just saw something on somebody's like YouTube page, and it's, you know, I need to step back and I really need to make sure about this stuff, you know. Really, Slack TI said, I found 2 pairs of AirPods in the same exact spot I walk my dog. Dude, they're transceivers. They're wireless. It's not connected to anything. You're putting it in your ear. It has to receive a wireless frequency to the wireless earphone. It's a transceiver. I mean, that's how they. I mean, it's like how they're and they don't want it to just be like, oh, we're gonna mind control people. They want to go to the point of, we want to make people buy their own mind control devices that they put in their ears. That's where they want to go, because they hate us so much. At the top of the pyramid, these people microwaving us, they're in the same boat as us. That's what you need to understand. They think they're in the club. They're down here with all of us, and the people up at the top of the pyramid hate them also. Hate them more. They actually respect us more. They're trying to kill us. They're worried about us. They're not worried about these people microwaving us. They're like, anytime, any place, we can do away with those people. They'll do anything we say. We'll get them to kill a lot of people or whatever. They have more respect for us, these evil people at the top of the pyramid, because we're like not going to do what they say. I don't know why we'd care about having like a retarded person's respect, but you know. And so sorry about the R word. It's just high school. I meant high school retarded. Yeah, Slack, I wouldn't. If you're a targeted individual, I just wouldn't, because it's a transceiver right by right by your inner ear. Hey, Kelly says, I had hearing issues when I was a toddler. Now I hear everything. It's a blessing until you get hit with V2K. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody asked me, we were kind of doing like, well, I don't want to get into that. Like, would you rather be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life or be targeted for the rest of your life? And we were doing that. That was kind of weird. Hey, rights violated in Maryland 2020. Oh. Okay, guys, I gotta shut it down. We could sit here all day. So many smart, targeted individuals, you know, that come in here, you know, put in really important information. I do worry about y'all sometimes, and trust me, guys, like, I am not some kind of agent or anything. I I worry about me and y'all. I'm like, sometimes I don't. I'm like, we have known unknowns, right? What did Donald Rumsfeld say? Known unknowns, unknown unknowns. We have known knowns, known unknowns, and unknown unknowns. I worry sometimes about the known unknowns. You know. We got to do this though, and I think there's more real TIs. You know, there's a huge percentage of real TIs. If we just stick together and we speak logically about stuff, we don't have to worry too much. And I don't think that you guys that maybe you're getting perped and stuff like that. And here, if we just band together like the Spartans, right? With we got the shields, and the shields are logic. And we just kind of do that. We just speak logically because all this real information is coming out about it, right? And we just try and not get too out there with stuff, which we may sometimes, just for fun. I'm looking forward to that. Like, I'm looking forward to this all coming out, and then I can talk about like aliens again, and like just like really philosophical stuff about the universe that's total conjecture, but it's like exploring philosophy and what the universe might be. I can't talk about those things because, well, I do a little bit. Y'all know I get a little bit crazy on here, but I always feel like I have to represent us, you know, so I don't want to get too out there. And I can't wait to do that when this is like so many people are talking about it that it's like we don't really have to represent any kind of target individual community or anything like that. Thank you, Tanya. Sending hugs and love to you and your mom. There's, you know, grounding. You guys focus on grounding, Tanya. There's got to be some simple ways that y'all can ground, some comfortable ways, like blankets, pillows, you know, the leg straps from somewhere. There's got to be some nice. The grounding is so important, even if you have to do it just out of a wall grounding socket, you know. Hey, Elena. Elena says Annie Jacobson also narrates her books on YouTube. You're absolutely right. I love to hear her voice. Yeah, she has one that is always recommended to me about Project Paperclip. Okay, guys, I'm like cutting out, so I don't want this to cut out and have to come back. So I love you guys. Hey, you too, Lee. Thank you for coming, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man. Don't lose hope, dude. You're so close. Like, you've also got to send letters to these senators down here, you know? Everybody from every country, because then it's like they won't even have a choice. I love all you guys, man. Thanks for the you know, thanks for coming in and making this a great live stream. You always do. Always that. I'm gonna research scalar waves. That was a very interesting topic that we had earlier. Yeah, I need to start listening to music more. My attackers, this is the thing, my attackers make me not want to listen to music. I don't have a motivation or an urge to, when music was my whole life, like before targeting. And when I drink, I go straight to my headphones and I want to listen to every song and everything like that. And and I'm not even drunk. It's just like one glass of wine. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get to that music, and my attackers start freaking out because like listening to that music with the drinking is like unentraining me. Don't drink though. If we could find out what exactly is in it that we wouldn't get drunk to take, and it wouldn't even get us drunk, and it could do the same thing. I wish we could do that. Hey, thank you too, Dennis. Thank you, brother. Okay, I'm freezing up, guys. If y'all can still hear me, take care. Elena, thank you for coming. Alright, guys, I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm just going to close it out if y'all can hear me. My whole screen's freezing up. I love y'all. Oh, I meant to ask about the camera, if y'all thought it was a lot better. Okay, wait, I'm still good. No, I'll take a look at it. I love you guys. Thanks for coming, Honey Ann. Thank you for coming, Deb. I hope you're doing good, Deb. Hey, we're gonna stop this stuff, y'all. We're gonna write these senators. We're gonna find out what's going on. They're not gonna be able to just ignore us. They will not ignore us. You know, right now I'm like talking like this, but I'm not saying we're gonna get rough, but we'll get way more assertive with ideas. And I'm gonna find out what other people and other organizations and other groups need help on, or they're doing, or they're thinking of, and then we'll do some stuff. We'll move forward. All right. You're moving in 5 days, Deb? Good luck. Like, I hope that goes smooth. You too, Attorney Eternal. Thank you for coming, man. Turn the machines off. Hi, yeah, definitely. Alright, I love you guys.